starting grid. Who is starting where? You know that the 6-time series champion Scott Dixon's on the pole alongside the youngsters. 21-year-old American Colton Herta and Rinus VeeKay. The Dutch kid is the youngest to ever start on the front row in this sport's history. So as they roll, they'll form up. All the talk is over. They're almost ready to go racing as we go to the Peacock pit box.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Jimmy and I have been down here really for the past 2 weeks. It started with qualifying, led into pre-race ceremonies. Now the cars are pacing. I can't wait for the start of the Indianapolis 500. We've got a little advantage. We've got our man Jimmy here, shares the car with Tony Kanaan. He's agreed to talk to us. I think this is so special, an athlete right before the big event. So, Jimmy, why don't you dial up TK?
Will do. Hey, TK, it's Jimmy on the pit box. You got me?
Give it one more try here.
Hey, TK, Jimmie Johnson on the pit box. Do you have me?
Yeah, right.
Hey, buddy, I'm just wondering, last year you thought that event in August might be your last Indianapolis 500. Here you are for your 20th start, fans in the stands. What are your emotions today?
Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to represent you here, my friends and the American Legion. The emotions are really high. It's awesome to be in the stands full with fans, and everybody's so excited about it. So, you know, we're going to have to make a deal next year because I'm coming back, and I'm pretty sure you want to be here too. So, guys, enjoy the race. We'll make it fun for you.
Thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
So awesome that Tony would take the time. Take me into the cockpit. This place is unlike any other. As you come off turn 4, down the front stretch, fans on both sides. You've experienced it, what it's like.
Man, there is no view like turning off of turn 4, looking down the front straightaway of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And at the very end of that straightaway is a 90-degree turn. And I knew how intimidating that corner looked in a NASCAR vehicle at 180, 190 miles an hour. I can't imagine what these guys are thinking at 230, 240.
Lee, I can't imagine what this is going to be like when we see a green flag. It's Jimmy and I's first in person. It's unbelievable.
Well, you're going to get a great view down there, but there's some news, and Kelly Stavast has more. What's happening, Kel?
Just a bit of drama for Will Power in his Verizon car. It did not start. He had no power. Will Power had no power. They pushed him back to his pit box where they kind of had to plug him back in. They finally got it fired up, and Will Power now catching up to the rest of the grid, being told to catch his breath, and he can rejoin in his initial starting spot, which is on the last row.
If he makes it around, he's got to get all the way around the whole field, which he saved a little bit of fuel by missing those pace laps, Townsend, but he's going to have to run it wide open all the way around to catch back up.
He should be all right. We talked with race control about the potential for this situation. He can resume his spot. As Kelly pointed out, that's at the back of the field. One little advantage potentially, Will Power's tires will be right at temperature as he hustles around Lee to catch the pack.
Well, the good thing is that he only has to go to the last row, right?
Yeah.
He only has to catch the tail. All right, fellas, time for the Honda track preview. Let's take a closer look before we see the green.
All right, thanks to Honda, we ride on board with Colton Herta on the left there as the cars on track on the right come through turn 4. One of the trickiest corners in these conditions for this race, especially, Paul, if you get too low in turn 4. We've seen a lot of cars crash there by getting their left front tire over the curb across the white line. They come down this front straightaway, and PT, a big tailwind for the drivers rocketing down into the start today.
Absolutely. We're going to see speeds today down the front straightaway, but close to 240 miles an hour going into turn 1. You get side by side with a guy on the outside, you better hold it wide open, Lee.
A beautiful day here in Indianapolis. 63 degrees ambient, and the track temperature just a little under 100 degrees. But, you know, we have to take stock of what we see right here, in addition to getting excited about what's going on. Because this is the largest gathering, sporting gathering, anywhere in the world since COVID took hold of the world early last year. And speaking of last year, we saw something that we have never, ever seen. And that was this event not taking place on Memorial Day weekend, and this event taking place without fans. And it's with so much pleasure that I say and you see, the soul is back at the Speedway. The fans are back in the stands. This is, and always will be, the greatest spectacle in racing, as they see the front straight for the very first time as they come to green. This is the Indianapolis 500 for everybody to see.
Ready right here.
A jumbled start. Scott Dixon gets the field woed up, and then first to throttle. Dixon leads two young guns into turn one.
3 wide around the outside. Helio Castroneves making a move in turn 2 on Ryan Hunter-Reay. He's working his way to the front.
Great move from the 3-time champion Helio Castroneves in that pink and black car. The first one that you'll see. The white and red car is Ericsson looking for options, and Colton Herta, the 21-year-old American, takes the lead of the Indy 500.
Youth versus experience. I know that Scott Dixon does not want to lead this race. There's a massive fuel conservation. If you sit out front, you can't save the fuel. So he's content to let. Maybe he's not content to let Colton Herta lead.
Scott Dixon having a look there to the inside of turn 1, but opts to back out and tuck in behind Herta. I really think that Dixon just wanted to make sure he got clean away in the lead at the start, but I think he's happy to ride for a little bit. Here comes VK.
VK is going to make a run down the inside, gets the squeeze. They both draft up on Herta, but Rinus VK, the two youngsters, now move to the front of the field.
A 21-year-old leads a 20-year-old. We talk about the youth movement in IndyCar. You're seeing it right here, right now.
Now VK, he's going for the lead.
A run on Herta.
Absolutely, and he's going to pull it off too. Rinus VK said, I think I'd like to lead the first lap, but he's going to lead lap 2.
Arie Luyendyk, the 2-time Indianapolis 500 winner, is like this guy's uncle. He's been the guiding light for this young man to come to the United States from the Netherlands, come to IndyCar. He worked his way through the road to Indy, and just 2 weeks ago became an IndyCar winner with the GMR Grand Prix here on the road course. Now he leads the big one.
Just 63 degrees outside, one of the coldest 500s in many years. This allows the drivers to have great grip out of their Firestone tires. It allows the field to stay stacked close together. Look at them, all in a chain coming down the front straightaway.
Ed Carpenter sits 4th PT, and then Tony Kanaan.
Yeah, fastest lap of the race on lap 3 was Rinus VK, 220.9 miles an hour on cold tires. Now these tires are just coming up to temperature. They're going to sit here now and get ready to try to save some fuel, T-Bell, and it's all going to be just jockeying, waiting for the first pit stop.
It's 20 years old in the lead, 21 years old in second, and then you've got a bunch of 40-year-olds with Dixon, Carpenter, and Kanaan. And this is where that patience I talked about comes into play. I think those 3 veteran drivers are sitting back, riding now. They're safe.
Take one when you can. Take one when you can.
They're safe from the craziness of the start. Now they want to get good fuel mileage and be able to stretch this first run as far as they can.
Team manager for Ganassi Racing, Mike Hall. I ran into him last night at dinner. He said the plan for them was to get their teammates all together so they could work together and choreograph some passing and work on the handling of their race cars, so they knew what they had for later in the race. Right now, Tony Kanaan is just 2 positions behind Scott Dixon, so they're hoping for him to move up and get with Scott.
Well, it may have been a rather inauspicious start for Will Power, the 2018 Indianapolis 500 winner. However, Power in that Verizon 5G Chevrolet has made up the most positions, more than anyone from the back. Kelly, Will's up 7 spots already.
Well, Lee, he was confident he would be able to do it. This is a guy who ranks 2nd all-time in IndyCar polls, but last week he faced last chance qualifying, barely made the show for the Indy 500, had to start from the last row, but he had so much confidence in his race car. He thought he would be able to make some passes early, and often he has done that, up 7 positions, and since they got that Verizon Chevy refired, Will said everything seems normal. Marty?
Well, Kelly, you heard Paul talk about how Scott Dixon might be content to ride here in the 3rd position. Well, why is that? Well, if you're out front, you're burning more fuel. In fact, if you did that over an entire full fuel run, you'd lose about 5 laps. So Dixon content to stay here. And Townsend, you've been on a highway before following a tractor trailer, right? That buffeting you feel, well, that's the tractor trailer breaking that wind apart. So that's what happens out front. You use more energy in the use of fuel when you're out front than you are when you're riding in 3rd like Scott Dixon.
Yeah, and Marty, you can hear it right there. Dixon had a great run down the back straightaway. Could have maybe made a move on Colton Herta, but he breathed out of the throttle, woed up the car. He's happy to just ride around in 3rd right now, PT.
Yeah, these guys, are very content. The veterans know what it takes, fuel mileage, what they need to do. These young guys, they just want to get out front and lead the race. They're like a thoroughbred, ready to jump out of the pack and just go. But here's Will Power. Look at this start. Immediately he goes for the outside and he starts making moves. He's made up the most positions of anybody so far in the field.
Got past Chilton, Max Chilton, got past
Inside.
That was Dalton Kellett as well. And this is the urgency I talked about. Look at Will going big in turn 2. Spotter telling him exactly where the traffic is. That was bold, that was urgent. And that's exactly what Will Power needed. Up 7.
He knew that he needed to make moves early, well executed. So it's the sport's most recent winner leading the way. His name is Rinus VeeKay, and he's looking good.
You need hard-working tires for a hard-earned victory. Firestone tires for driving IndyCar legends. For pushing the limits and pulling it off. For turns 1 to 4 and handling your 9 to 5. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
We have to get a new car.
Mom, with our credit.
Credit Karma can show us how to improve it for free.
Well, maybe it's fine.
Credit Karma. Download the app today.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
You know they're out there, morning, noon, and night. Eye allergens are on the attack, and the itch can stay with you 24 hours a day. Get Pataday Once Daily Relief Extra Strength, the first and only 24-hour eye allergy itch relief drop, now without a prescription. A single drop of Pataday Once Daily Relief Extra Strength works on the cells that make your eyes itch fast. In minutes, you get relief that lasts 24 hours. That's a full day and night in one drop. Make it a Pataday with the drop that's right for you. Available everywhere.
Doug. So then I said to him, you gotta customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
Doug, can we talk about something other than work? It's the weekend.
Yeah. Hot dog or chicken?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. I said stomp your feet.
That second, the kitchen moves outside. And a grill master is born. Walmart has fresh food and a whole lot more to summer every second.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Honda, proud partner of the NTT IndyCar Series.
Aerial coverage of this 105th running of the Indianapolis 500 brought to you by Honda. And you haven't missed a thing. Rinus VeeKay still leads the way over Colton Herta, Scott Dixon, Ed Carpenter of Ed Carpenter Racing, and then Tony Kanaan, the veteran, in his 20th Indy 500, being followed and being chased by his dear, dear friend and fellow Brazilian, the three-time winner, Helio Castro Neves, in that AutoNation Sirius XM Honda. And speaking of Sirius XM, now through June 8th, the Sirius XM Listen Free event is on. Just press the button in your car for over 100 channels free, or download the app for even more for free. Go to SiriusXM.com to learn more. Here's Dave Burns. Dave?
Lee, Jack Harvey, the pride of Bassingham, England, drives one of those Sirius XM cars. It's the number 60 pink and black car. You're on board with him here. His family is back in England watching this race. His dad, Paul, almost got here, was at the airport when he found out the quarantine situation would not allow him to get here in time. Turned around, went home. Hi to everyone in England. Jack is doing well. They're telling him to watch his shifts and keep moving forward. Kevin?
Dave, a couple of days ago, Colton Herta was talking about eating Cheerios watching Scott Dixon win the Indy 500 when he was an 8-year-old. Well, he just passed him for the lead a moment ago before Rinus VeeKay got him. So 20 and 21-year-olds up front. Colton said, don't be surprised. The competition we face coming up through the road to Indy and in Europe has prepared us to win this race. Marty.
Dave, the 105th running, or Kevin, the 105th running of the Indianapolis 500 being broadcast live in the Netherlands. I'm sure they're cheering for the young Dutchman right now. Rinus VeeKay out front. We've talked about him having to temper his aggressiveness. He calmly was able to take the lead. I asked his team owner, Ed Carpenter, about that. He said he really hasn't changed the simplicity of what makes him great. He is fast, but he is smarter. Hopefully. Townsend, you just can't teach what this young kid can do behind the wheel, can you?
No, and he's doing such a great job as you see the driver's age of the current running order. Reminder, youngest ever winner, Troy Ruttman, age 22. A record could be broken today with some of these young guns, Paul. But again, I point to the vets. The guys in their 40s, they're sitting right there, saving gas, saving their energy, and saving their moment for the end.
Yeah, plenty happy to let the youngsters sit out front, battle it out. But one of the old guys, Castroneves, just made a move on Tony Kanaan and took away 5th position from him. So you see him in the black and pink car, now moving up on the back of Ed Carpenter. Now he's closing down inside the top 5 and looking to move right up there behind Dixon.
Elio is not known for his patience. And what I mean by that is he's so energetic at the age of 46. He wants to still do everything. He wants to be in the middle of everything. But this is his new team. This is Meyer Shank Racing. This is the first Indy 500 he has never done with Team Penske. And he has been with the team at the first 5 races of the season. Being there, listening, being part of the fabric of the team.
You know, I think he really feels, Lee, that he's got a point to prove. You know, he was let go from Penske. It was all kind of kept quiet, and he didn't know what he was going to do. And then all of a sudden, he was kind of just pushed off into pasture, into a sports car program for a couple years. Didn't really want to do that, but, you know, he was under contract and just did it. Wanted to get back in Indy cars. This is his first time in a team other than Penske, and now he's out running his old team. I think he likes that.
Watch that Firestone telemetry on the lower left-hand corner. Looking at how much Helio Castroneves has to breathe the car in the corners. That's not to save fuel. That's because Helio's having a hard time kind of hanging on to the balance of his car with Ed Carpenter up in front. The tires starting to wear a little bit more. We're 20 laps into this run. You're going to see pit stops in about 10 more laps. Marty, they'll be coming to you in 10.
The AutoNation on board for Helio Castroneves. You know, Mike Shank, when he signed the deal with Helio, kind of wondered, hey, how committed are you going to be to our race team? He said, I'll show you. He showed up at 7 a.m. at the team shop to handle pit practice. What was he going to do there? He drove the car for pit practice. He said, that's going to be our emphasis today. We are the added team for Meyer Shank Racing. How good can we be on pit road? We have a car that compete. Can we compete on pit road?
Oh, look at Ed Carpenter now is getting up close to the back of Scott Dixon. He's closing in, so a little bit of handling issues coming into effect now. You'll be starting to use up the front tire. The car will start sliding a little bit more. Dixon has lost just a little bit of ground to the back of Herta.
It's also important to note, Townsend, that there's only two Chevrolets in the top 11 positions. And they lead, and they are going 4th. That's VeeKay and Carpenter, the teammates from Ed Carpenter Racing.
Yeah, Honda's been strong, but Chevy's right there, as you pointed out, with the leader and a second car with Ed Carpenter. But let's talk about temperatures. I talked about how cold it is ambient temperature, but on track, it's now 100 degrees on the track surface. That's the power of the sun hitting the asphalt, and that's why you're starting to see things string out, and some of these drivers struggle a little bit with the balance. As the track temp rises, it becomes harder and harder to maintain the grip and maintain the following distance to the car in front.
VK's quick lap is a 2:20, but last lap was a 2:16. So these guys, Colton now in the draft. Will he pop out? No, he decides to stay back. Right now, though, guys, only 2 Chevys in the top 10. So as we come down into the pit stops, it'll be interesting to see who has to pit first for fuel, who makes the better mileage.
It's that Bitcoin Chevrolet that leads the way in the hands of Rinus VeeKay.
OnStar, we see them.
Okay, mother and child in vehicle. Mother is unable to exit the vehicle. Injuries are unknown.
Thank you, OnStar.
My son, is he okay?
Your son's fine.
Thank you. There's something in the road.
It's okay, you're safe now.
Hey, little fella. Big guy. You know we love you. But while our food has gotten healthier, your food hasn't really changed. With its powdered meat, spray-on flavor, and preservatives that make it last way too long. It's time for fresh meat and veggies. Real food with expiration dates that belongs in the fridge next to our food. Now, who's hungry? Freshpet, it's time for fresh.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Where do you find beauty? Us, we find it in Forward. The constant, perpetual progress of one simple investment, one simple number, advancing, multiplying, flourishing. Our self-managed online platform is built to move you forward. By smartly growing your savings over time, connecting where you are now to where you want to be. That's the power of Gamebridge. Start now at Gamebridge.life.
Want to grab pizza?
Bad move, guys. Get a freshly made footlong from Subway instead. Like a classic Italian BMT stacked with fresh veggies. There's a Subway 3 blocks from here.
Choose better, be better. And now save when you order in the app.
Subway, eat fresh.
Why should your business go hybrid? When I'm in a race, I should be focused on taking a corner. But what if I had to run around, worried about engine temperatures, thinking about changing tires? That's how some businesses manage their clouds. But with a hybrid cloud approach with IBM, you'll have the expertise of a team designing best-in-class strategies for your business, the same way a pit crew makes this car hum. So you can focus on, you know, winning.
Let the games begin. Join Simon, Howie, Heidi, Sophia, and Terry for Summer's #1 show. It's America's Got Talent, and it premieres Tuesday right here on NBC. Welcome back to the Indy 500, live here on NBC on a beautiful day, but a little cool here on Memorial Day weekend. So, the youngster out front, Rinus VeeKay, has led 25 of the 26 laps thus far. And there's been a few positional changes, but nothing major. People are starting to work on others one position at a time. Ryan Hunter-Reay got past the American Legion Honda of Tony Kanaan as we check in with 7-time Cup champion Jimmie Johnson. Steve Letarte, how have you enjoyed the start, fellas?
I tell you what, Lee, this is everything we hoped it would be. The ceremony was great, the lead-up was great, but this is the part we love, the race. It's been breathtaking. That start was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. As you mentioned, the pageantry, then to see these cars come rifling by us here into turn 1. Man, it got my heart racing. So cool to see. But I've been really surprised how compressed the field has been in this opening stint, and then how little aggression there's been to make up position. So I'm not sure if that's really handling based or a lot of fuel mileage conversation that we're hearing about.
All right, so you're a part-time IndyCar driver at the road course. Did you have that little twinkle in your eyes as the green flag fell? Does this not look like a good time?
This looks like a great time. There's no doubt about that. This looks like a great time.
So, Lee, I do have a question down. Jimmy and I were discussing this. I want to talk to PT and Townsend in the booth. Talk so much about fuel savings. I get the idea of traffic in the draft. but this is totally different than NASCAR, than our world. What other tools are these drivers using to stretch that mileage?
Well, the leader will have to dial back on his fuel setting, which is a really good option if you're in front, but he'll probably have to hold the throttle down wide open to keep the lead. The advantage for Colton Herta is he can back off the throttle to about 50–60% and just stay there in the draft, and also have the fuel mixture switch turned down. So he's going to save a lot more fuel.
And you might wonder, why do you want to save fuel? Well, the reason for that is that you can either stretch several more laps than the car that isn't saving fuel, and thereby, if you stack enough of those together, you might have to make one less pit stop to finish this race. Or if you pit at the same time, you don't have to take as much fuel on to get full again. So those are the reasons why you see drivers gaming for an advantage. As you see the Firestone telemetry again there, lower left. I mean, guys, I know they're struggling at the end of the tire stick. They're going 215 still in the middle of the corners. Maybe not enough downforce. Maybe they underestimated, Paul, the downforce they needed for today.
Yeah, that 1 extra second that you sit in the pits taking fuel when a car is going 200 miles an hour on the straightaway, 200 miles an hour is a football field's distance in 1 second.
We ride with Colton Herta, the Gainbridge onboard. Had to get out of it there a little coming out of turn 4. It kind of crept up the track a little.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of understeer now in the tires. We had some rain. Rinus VeeKay is coming to the pit, so first Chevy is going to be coming off next. Now watch this. He'll come off turn 2, and he'll dive down to the bottom of the track, and that's simply just to let the car behind him know that he's coming in. So look for him to come this next lap.
Sometimes you'll indicate between turns 3 and 4, and we'll get an answer here. How much fuel did Colton Herta save following? VeeKay probably coming to pit lane here. No indication that he will, so Colton Herta's got to be careful here. He doesn't run over the back.
There he comes.
There goes VeeKay. All right, Colton stays out. Dixon stays out. Carpenter out. This guy's burned the most amount of fuel, and he's burning up his Firestones coming to the line.
You got to watch that you don't come in too hot, lock up those tires, Marty. Now you got to be careful getting it in the pit box. Let the guys do the stop and get out.
Yeah, and Paul, he had that problem on Friday as well in Carb Day, trying to get to pit road. Said he never felt like he quite got it right. And this is the answer of the penalty of being out front. Rinus VeeKay, who led all of those laps, having to come earlier than everybody else. He has led to this point a number of laps, and now he's to pit road, saying the car had a little bit too much understeer. Now we'll see when everybody else comes down pit road and how much fuel they were able to save.
They're going to go 2 more laps. Here comes another car.
That's
another Chevy comes in. Ed Carpenter, Hunter Ray follows him in. Ed Jones follows him in. So 2 Hondas and 1 more Chevy comes in.
Kevin Lee standing by. Kev, take it away.
Ryan Hunter-Reay is one of the former winners. He's developed a little bit of a vibration. He was hoping to stay out an extra lap, but they felt like they needed to come in. Getting okay fuel mileage right now. Speedway Fuel, Firestones, the DHL crew going to work, and they'll send Hunter-Reay back out. He had picked up a spot, Marty.
Ed Carpenter running in the top 5 for that entire run. Kevin, he comes to pit road as well. So an interesting point to file away, and the car falls off the jack for Ed Carpenter, and they stall it as well. So this is not a great pit stop for Ed Carpenter, who was out of it early last year. We'll see how much track position this costs the 20 car.
As this cycles out, T-Bell, that extra time is going to cycle him probably back at least 10 to 15 positions. But here comes the leader, Colton Herta.
Tell us more, Kev.
Colton Herta did a great job in the first stint. He maintained position, and he missed his mark.
Stefan Wilson is in a pit road accident. The front of that car is torn off. What has happened to this Lola Sport Honda?
Well, this is really going to help the guys that stayed on track. It looks like he lost it.
Don't get out or anything.
Lost it in the brakes, getting slowed down for the pit speed limit, hit the inside wall. But the guys that stayed on track, this is really going to help them.
That is such a sketchy place for a crash, because you've got so many teams laid out with pit crew members and equipment, as Stefan Wilson went way past the pit speed line with a damaged race car. Let's find out what happened here. Where's Wilson?
Here he comes.
Coming in. White car.
He's going way too fast.
Boy.
And he's locked up, locks the rears on a downshift. It's so easy to do as these cars come down from speed. They virtually have no downforce at 100 miles an hour with these little wings. You hit the brakes, you downshift, and it just locks the rears up, and it immediately turned him sideways.
Watch this. Watch Will Powers, guys. Imagine the fear that these guys are dealing with as a wrecked race car comes and your driver needs to come to pit lane for 4 tires and fuel. Stephen Wilson can't believe it. Kelly?
And it was quick reaction by Will Powers' crew, just getting out of the way, as you said, as they were also preparing to put fresh Firestone tires on for Will Power. The dejection obvious for Stephen Wilson, who said, man, we just can't catch a break. And then he said, God, that hurt. So sorry, guys.
Youth and experience. We had an experienced vet stall it in the pits. A youngster crash it in the pits.
Stefan hasn't been here for 3 years, Marty. He wanted this so bad, and it's all over.
Tough break for Steph Wilson, no doubt, but for the guys who did not pit, Paul is right. It's a massive advantage. However, they are so tight on fuel, and with a wrecked race car on pit road, I don't know how quickly they can clean that up, because I think a lot of teams, including Scott Dixon, are going to have to pit for emergency service maybe as soon as next time around.
Yeah, well, this could be disastrous, T-Bell.
Yeah, but that car is towards the back end, you know, the entrance of pit lane. So I wonder if they can get enough safety vehicles out of the way so that guys like Dixon don't run out of fuel, Lee.
I tell you what, it might have helped Ed Carpenter, though.
Yeah.
Big time after that stall. And then look at this. Dixon and Herta going at it. First caution of the Indy 500.
You've got to take this more seriously.
America's Got Talent premieres Tuesday on NBC.
You know, artists like myself love living in Nashville because it's always producing amazing new sounds. In fact, here's something from the streets of Nashville I'm loving right now. Hit it, Dale. How great is that?
She was forced to cancel a tropical family vacation because of the pandemic.
They said, no problem, we'll refund you your money. It takes 30 to 90 days.
And months later, she was still struggling to recover thousands of dollars.
I was really frustrated. I mean, it was a lot of money.
See how I managed to get all of her money back and how I can help you. NBC 10 Boston responds Wednesday at 11 on NBC 10 Boston.
Introducing the all-new reinvented Tempur-Pedic at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. Designed with the most pressure-relieving material ever created.
Shop Cardi's today with no interest financing till May 2026. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
It's time for Sleep Number's Memorial Day sale on the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed. It's the most comfortable, body sensing, automatically responding, energy building, dually adjustable, dad powering, wellness boosting, foot warming, temperature balancing, recovery assisting, effortlessly life-changing, proven quality night's sleep we've ever made. And now save $1,000 on the new Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed, plus 0% interest for 36 months and free premium delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday.
How can you pick which bed in the box is right for you? The boxes all look the same.
Inside, they're different. Try before you buy at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. Cardi's now has purple.
Experience the comfort of purple
at guaranteed lowest Nairobi prices.
Have a consumer complaint? Call our tip line or go to NBC10Boston.com. Contact response.
Back at Indianapolis, and just disaster for the prohibitive race favorite Scott Dixon, who had to come down pit road for emergency service. But when he came down pit road, the car ran out of fuel, and now it will not refire. They're on attempt like 12, 13 right there, trying to get the car to refire. And once these cars get heated up, they tend to not want to refire back up, and that's what they're finding right now in the 9 camp. The team's so frustrated. Now they're going to take the entire engine cover off for the 9 car as Steph Wilson's car goes by. Pit road was closed when Dixon came down. He came in as a leader, but now he's going to clearly lose a lap right here, Lee.
Yeah, they go into vapor lock, Lee. What happens when you run them completely dry of fuel? You dry out the whole fuel system, and then it just will not fire. You got to pickle the motor and get it to start. And then when you're spinning that starter for so long, you'll just burn out the motor on the starter as well.
And the most painful sight when you're stuck on pit lane is what we just saw. The pace car and the field lapping Scott Dixon. Disaster for the 9, Marty.
It's fired back up, Townsend. That is the key, and they're trying to keep it running here for Scott Dixon, trying to button up the engine cover as well. Meanwhile, everybody else now is going to come back down pit road and finally get their service. The car is fired for Scott Dixon. You see Alexander Rossi. He, though, getting emergency service as well. Also, Marcus Ericsson here on pit road. So this caution coming at a very strange time in the race and causing big problems for a lot of teams. Scott Dixon finally fired up, has left pit road. I think, guys, he just lost one lap.
He did lose a lap. He's going to have to come back in, though, and refuel properly because Mike Hull, the managing director of Chip Ganassi Racing, said 2 seconds worth of fuel. I think they had to go back and do a little bit more just to help in assistance with the refiring. So Dixon's almost perfect month of May has gone the wrong way, and same problem here for Alexander Rossi.
Yeah, and they're going to have to come in and do their regular pit stop. He's still got used tires on, so not only are they sitting here for a lap, they're also going to have to come back and do another stop.
My goodness.
Oh, this is devastating, painful.
Dave Burns.
Running a little further back in the pack, the McLaren-backed cars of Rosenquist and O'Ward have been able to save enough fuel so that they could pit at this point without emergency service. So each will get a little bit of an adjustment and they lead.
Marty, that's the crazy part. The cars that were a little further back, they were the ones that were safe because they were kind of riding and saving fuel. Elio Castroneves with a terrific stop. Alex Palou leaves pit road as well. All of these guys made it without taking emergency service. That's going to be key. We'll see where this all cycles out after all this chaos.
Wow, that was crazy with Rossi. He almost spun on pit road. There's the Firestone race off pit road. Big loser was Rosenquist, down 4 positions, several gainers, but this race has taken a massive twist and turn.
Pressure from behind, 5 seconds.
Jimmy Johnson trying to win his first championship. Jimmy Johnson.
One more lap to go.
Jimmy Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR championship.
It's never been about racing anyone else.
We both love this place.
I'm pretty sure we have everything in order.
Pretty sure. With Rocket, you could be certain. Not pretty sure.
What's the difference?
Well, let me show you. I'm pretty sure I know how to extract the upper bicuspid. I'm pretty sure it's just like riding a bike. I'm pretty sure they come in peace.
Let's do certain.
Yeah, certain is better.
Pretty sure isn't sure enough. When you need to be certain about how much home you can afford, Rocket can.
With laser-measured floor liners, no-drill mud flaps, bump step, Detect Liner for your bed and tailgate. Because you never know when it's going to be a WeatherTech day. And to secure your phone, don't forget the Cup phone. Order today at WeatherTech.com. Made right in America.
Experience matters. For over 145 years, more families trust ADT for timeless protection and 24/7 peace of mind. Protect what matters most with the home security company that's helped save more lives than any other provider. ADT, America's most trusted security brand. ADT, real protection.
Kenny Ledecky smashes an old world record.
Incredible action in the month of June includes the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines. We'll have coverage throughout on NBC, on Golf Channel, and streaming on Peacock as well. The third major of the golf season, the biggest event of the NTT IndyCar season. Indianapolis 500, our broadcast presented by Firestone. Mike Tirico, Danica Patrick back up here at the Pagoda. So 33 laps, nothing significant happens in terms of an accident or anything else. And then all of a sudden, once the pit stop cycle starts, the story at Indy begins. And now Scott Dixon, prohibitive favorite going in, best car for a while, has a world of work to do.
And Rossi. Those were my two guys.
That's right.
I was thinking, I didn't say that out loud, but those are the two guys I was watching. And it just shows how much can happen in such a short amount of time. And I wouldn't say that there was nothing happening on track. I think that fuel is a huge thing, and Dixon was in a good position, and others were. But again, that goes out the window as soon as you have time to do all the stops, and definitely as soon as you're sitting in pit lane trying to get the car started.
And it's pit lane at Indy, so narrow, so many stories of what might have been, what could have been. Now if you're Scott Dixon and you're in that spot, how do you react? What do you think for the next 10, 15 important minutes as you try to get that lap back?
Well, in Indy, as I've experienced and said, is there's so many strategies that can play out. So whether you're Penske starting in the back and looking for something to make it happen, or whether you're a driver that has an accident at the very beginning that puts you to the back of the field, now you're looking to see how can I transition this into an alternate strategy that honestly has a great chance of winning.
Fifth of the way through the race, a lot of strategy changes. Down to the pits, Marty Snyder.
Mike, just 41 laps in, and this race has been turned on its head. As you mentioned, Scott Dixon, the prohibitive favorite, now down a lap. Alexander Rossi, another race favorite, down a lap as well. I checked in with Rob Edwards, the strategist for Alexander Rossi, a moment ago. And I said, what do you do from here? He said, well, we've got to get creative. Also important to note, Kevin, unlike NASCAR, there is no free pass in IndyCar. If they're going to get back on the lead lap, they have to earn it.
Marty, Colton Herta was asking when the caution came out, where are we at? Does this hurt us, or are we going to the back? As we see Will Power working his way back up to speed. He was just pitting when Stefan Wilson spun, so that slowed down Rinus VeeKay, and that's how Herta got the lead on VeeKay coming back out on track. So Colton Herta is in front of this field, Kelly.
And now Stefan Wilson has been released from the Infield Care Center. Glad to see you okay. What happened coming to pit road?
Yeah, I'm just heartbroken for the entire Lowell Sport, Cusick Motorsports crew. They worked so hard this entire month, and thank all the supporters, all the sponsors that made it possible for me to return to Indy. And, you know, just we're having a good stint. We're moving forward just past Power, and then, you know, got the call to pit a little bit late, but, you know, that wasn't really the issue. It was just as soon as I went to the brakes, there was just nothing there. That entire 30-lap stint, the brakes had just been knocking back, and I was trying to pump them up as quickly as I could, and I just couldn't get enough pressure there. And eventually, on one of the pumps, it locked the rears, and I was a passenger at that point. So I'm just devastated. This is not how I wanted my day to end, but just hope I get another chance here at Indy.
Okay, thank you, Stefan. This place is unforgiving, Marty.
Kelly, the two drivers we just talked about, Scott Dixon and Alexander Rossi, going to come down here and top off. So, Townsend, this really begins what Rob Edwards was talking about. We've got to do something different. We have to get creative. It's only going to be a couple lap advantage, really one lap when you get down to it. But that one lap could pay dividends later.
Nothing to lose here. Pack this thing with every drop of fuel you can. I think in Rossi's case, they added downforce to his car. So Dixon and Rossi are going to work together, Paul. They need to unlap themselves, and then they got to catch the field again to be back in the hunt.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's really no creative here at all. They have to go flat out, go as fast as they can, go through the whole field, unlap themselves, and then pray to God that a yellow comes out and gets them back on the lead lap.
If that seemed like an unusually short pit stop, they were simply topping off to get the maximum 18 gallons into this fuel cell to put themselves in air quotes, a creative position.
This is going to be a wild restart with these guys back here. We know how aggressive Rossi is. Is Dixon willing to take the kind of chances that Rossi does? Dixon is fighting for the championship. He cannot afford to get in a crash at the back of the field here. Rossi, he's not in the championship. He can just go for it.
Well, watch this, Paul. This is Alexander Rossi set the tone for Scott Dixon. Pulls up next to the six-time champ and says, let's go.
Yep,
See my white gloves? This is the direction I'd like to go.
Yeah, and guess what? Scott Dixon's probably thinking, dude, I got it. I got it.
All right, quick break. Don't leave us. This thing's going to get even more wild.
This is for the little girl who wants to go faster. to push harder, to feel thunder. This is for the girls who refuse to stay in their lane, who earn every inch of asphalt they gain. This is for the team, fueled by something greater than themselves. To all the women who want to go faster, never stop.
At Skill, innovation has always powered us. And now Skill runs on advanced lithium battery technology with 5-minute recharging, powering your tools and your tech. Skill, what powers you?
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. Over you, figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? That's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We needed a new home in a dry climate.
And with Realtor.com's Draw on Map feature, we found this one.
Hey, neighbors, we're having a pool party. Join us.
Again, Larry, we'll die if we go in the pool.
Realtor.com, to each their home.
Competition is a driver. I want the same size engine, I just want it to go faster.
Pierre DuPont saw a real opportunity to take on Henry Ford.
He's in the game to win.
Ford had come up with this idea to build airplanes the way they build automobiles.
That's where you get legacy businesses that have a lasting impact on the world.
The Titans that built America. 3-night event. Check your local listings. Only on the History Channel.
Welcome soon! I can't legally drive, but I can legally fly.
Ninja Warrior returns Monday.
NBC's coverage of the Indy 500 brought to you by Firestone Tires for driving IndyCar legends. NTT, official sponsor and technology partner of the NTT IndyCar Series. Moneyline, bank, borrow, invest and grow, all in one app. And People Ready, official temporary staffing solutions partner of Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Racing. And speaking of Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Racing, want to give a shout out while we're here with the defending champ, Takuma Sato. Some really heavy hearts within the organisation. RLL stands for Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. We often see Mike Lanigan, but his brother Jack was a big part of IndyCar racing and the organisation. Actually started sponsoring IndyCar way back in the early 90s. Sadly, Jack passed away in recent weeks. So everybody from Takuma Sato, everybody through Team RLL is thinking of the Lanigans. And thank you, Jack, for everything you did for the sport.
Looking at Sato here, taking it easy under caution. Long yellow as race control had to reorder the field. A few penalties that had to be assessed. Tony Kanaan being moved to the back of the pack for taking emergency service. Max Chilton, pit speed violation, but they're stacked up. Pace car disappearing, Paul.
Yep.
About to get back after it. And Dixon and Rossi are absolutely going to put it all.
The big winner on that pit stop exchange was Connor Daly in the U.S. Air Force car, and now has moved up behind his teammate into third place.
Big time. The yellow, black, and blue car is the Gainbridge Honda of Colton Herta.
Get ready, green, green, green.
At the age of 21, already a four-time race winner, but look at Rinus VeeKay in the draft.
Here he comes.
Right on your gearbox, just him.
Honda versus Chevrolet.
I wonder how much VeeKay's team said hold up and save some gas as Hunter-Reay goes to the inside.
That's Castro Neves. Elio, here comes Elio.
Oh, look at the short shoot. Gets the door shut. And Alex Palou in the white and blue 10 car made a move on Hunter-Reay in the short shoot.
Castro Neves at the age of 46 wants to be a four-time winner. He's not hanging around for anybody. Wheel to wheel with Connor Daly.
Connor Daly squeezed him to the inside, then squeezed him to the outside. Very aggressive maneuvering very early in the race.
The Spider-Man is back at the Speedway.
Nice job. Map 2,
Here comes the veteran. Will he take the lead? And the crowd, if he takes the lead, Townsend, the crowd will go absolutely bonkers.
Well, you got so many young guns at the front right now, 4 of the top 5, but Castro Neves with eternal youth, he's driving like he's 20 years old again. Now VK, I think, almost certainly trying to make the pass. No, he's just going to have a look. Here comes Daly. Daly going big.
These guys are all checking up the field. I think VK doesn't want to sit in the lead this time. He's going to force Colton to sit in the lead, and it's making an accordion effect. All these other guys are getting big runs at the end of the straightaway.
Ed Carpenter Racing has 2 cars in the top 3, second and third. The Bitcoin Chevrolet, the US Air Force Chevrolet. Hunter Ray on the inside of Pato O'Ward.
We saw a lot of patience in the first 30 laps, but that's slowly going out the window as everybody wants to get a taste of the lead pack. Here comes O'Ward with a nice run on Hunter Ray.
Coming up on quarter distance. That 5th cut next time by is going to be 50 laps. Here comes VK looking again.
O'Ward made the move on Hunter Ray on the outside of turn 3 there. That black and orange car going around the yellow and red car. That is for P7.
VK right there, picking to the inside. This time he's going to go through. Connor Daly's going to go with him.
2 at once, teammates with Ed Carpenter Racing. It's now a Chevy 1-2. And I think VK just couldn't help himself. He's like, man, I just can't go this slow. I have to make my move.
This has got 2019 all over it again.
Look at this, look at this. Connor Daly.
Hometown hero wants the lead. He's grown up here his whole life.
He got a huge round of applause at driver introduction. The flying mullet is flying out in front.
Listen to the crowd.
Oh, they went crazy.
Hunter Ray on the inside. RHR and Pato O'Ward in that orange and black Arrow McLaren SP machine have been going at lap after lap. Here comes Scott McLaughlin in the yellow submarine for Team Penske. The rookie is running well inside the top 10 after starting 17th.
He started there in 17th, Lee, but he has Rick Mears coaching him all month. The 4-time winner that drove that yellow Pennzoil submarine to victory so many times has quietly been coaching McLaughlin. Dave, what you got?
That new leader, Connor Daly, from right here in Indiana. He started 19th, and when he was coming to pit road under green, that's when Steph Wilson spun at the head of pit road. So with service finished under green and then under caution, Daly went back out with service done. Everyone pitted behind him. That's how he moved to the front. But don't think that's the only way he's been to the front this month. That car has been fast, and Connor showed it. He talked about saving fuel, Marty, at the start of this run. I think that went out the window.
It was fun to hear the crowd erupt when Connor Daly took the lead. And this, if you're a team, is exactly what you want. The 2 Ed Carpenter Racing cars out front, and many in the paddock this morning thought this was Ganassi Racing's plan as we ride on board with the U.S. Air Force on board with Connor Daly. And now ECR can swap the lead intentionally. Connor Daly, Rinus VeeKay sitting in second. Townsend, that will allow them to save the fuel and keep it out front and potentially put a lockdown on 1-2.
I don't think Connor cares about saving fuel. This is his 8th Indy 500. He grew up right here in Indianapolis. He has never led a lap at the Indy 500 until today, and Connor leading strongly at lap 53.
Give you a quick update on Rossi and Dixon. Rossi has moved up about 8 positions from the back. Dixon only 2. These guys have got to completely unlap themselves. They got a long way to go, Lee.
How about this, PT? The Firestone biggest moves from the start of the race, not the restart. Connor Daly up a whopping 18 positions, and what could be more appropriate than the U.S. Air Force Chevy leading on Memorial Day weekend with this special livery. It's a tribute to the Tuskegee Airmen and those beautiful P-51 Mustangs. This car is flying like a plane.
Teammate right there. These guys now, Townsend, can kind of work in unison. They should try to work together and swap the lead back and forth, but I think Connor Daly likes leading this race.
Well, like I said, he's never done it before. It is an amazing feeling once you pass for the lead and you can sense and experience clean air for the first time versus running in that turbulent air further back. So things starting to settle down at lap 55, a long way to go. But these 2 Chevys from ECR, Dave, are absolutely rocking it.
So that's an interesting point. This car was not necessarily set up to run at the front, right? Because he was back in traffic to start. When he came to pit road, if everyone had cycled through under green, the team wouldn't necessarily have made big changes for the front of the pack, as we see Castroneves doing his thing, right? So Connor must be working with something that he can tool himself to in the cockpit of that 47.
Well, what you're talking about, Dave, is the downforce decision for the start of the race. If you were Scott Dixon, you were probably pretty trimmed out because you thought you'd be at the lead. If you were Connor Daly, starting deeper in the field, you probably had more downforce to help you get to the front. The teams have the ability on pit lane to adjust downforce levels during a pit stop. They can do it in about 3 seconds while the tires are being changed. So Connor Daly's team probably thinking about what sort of downforce level they want, because Paul, track temperature now 105 degrees and rising.
It's going up. Connor Daly on carb day got into a little bit of a spat with Santino Ferrucci about blocking on track and had to go at him on social media. I had to call him up, T-Bone, give him a little bit of tough love. I said, listen, man, these guys are going to be a little bit too much for a length for running up here. They're going to be blocking you all day, so get used to it, brother.
Connor Daly saying a little bit too much front wing to run up here. He's just done something his famous dad Derek has never done. That's lead a lap at the Indy 500.
It's in our name. We're Firestone Complete Auto Care. We do everything.
From a new set of tires and an oil change to brake service and a complete vehicle inspection. No job is too big or too small for the ASE certified technicians who are committed to keeping your car running newer, longer. Firestone Complete Auto Care, helping our neighbors since 1926.
When we started Carvana, they told us that selling cars 100% online wouldn't work. But we went to work, building an experience that lets you shop over 17,000 cars from home, creating a coast-to-coast network to deliver your car as soon as tomorrow, recruiting an army of customer advocates to make your experience incredible, and putting you in control of the whole thing with powerful technology. That's why we've become the nation's fastest-growing retailer, because our customers love it. See for yourself at Carvana.com.
At People Ready, we place a person in a temporary job every 9 seconds. How do we do it?
Ready?
Ready.
Go get him, Tiger.
People Ready. Ready to work.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
This is the sound of change. The sound of 1,000 sighs of relief, and the sound of a company watching out for you. This is the sound of low cash mode from PNC Bank, giving you multiple options and at least 24 hours to help you avoid an overdraft fee. Because we believe how you handle overdrafts should be in your control, not just your bank's. Low cash mode on virtual wallet from PNC Bank. One way we're making a difference.
Every road has its challenges. We say, bring them on. At Honda, we engineer each vehicle to outthink obstacles, to overcome difficult conditions. We engineer them for drivers who are determined to power through, just like you are. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Passport, Pilot, and CR-V. Honda, proud partner of the NTT IndyCar Series.
60 laps in, 140 to go here at the Indianapolis 500. Our coverage on NBC presented by Firestone. Lee Diffie, Townsend Bell, Paul Tracy with you. Kevin Lee, Kelly Stavvis, Dave Burns, Marty Snyder. We got the whole gang here. Mike Tirico, Danica Patrick, 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson and Steve Letarte, Rutledge Wood as well. It has been a fun day and it is far from over. Now, I need to tell you that Verizon is taking you trackside with the Verizon 5G portal experience. You can scan the QR code on the screen to experience immersive 360 360-degree views, powered by the ultra-low lag and massive capacity of Verizon 5G ultra-wideband, available in parts over 70 cities. This is 5G built right, only on Verizon. And you ride with the Verizon Chevy there, Will Power, who has got himself into 21st position after starting in 32nd.
So Connor Daly came on the radio and said, I think I got a little bit too much front wing out front. So what that means is it's making the front of the car has a lot of front grip because he's in clean air, and the rear is starting to slide a little bit around. So on this next stop, if he plans to stay out front, they'll try to take a little bit of wing out. But this guy right here, he's running a light downforce setup because he was trying to get to the front of the field. Watch this pass. He gets sideways, T-Bell, underneath of the Foyt car.
Alexander Rossi inside, Dalton Kellett in the 4. Talk about trimming the edges. Look at Rossi. Here's the onboard. Watch this.
Still there, even. Still there, tight. Still there, tight.
You have to really trust the driver to the outside that they're not going to cut across your bow.
Got another
and send
run.
you both into the wall as Rossi has a run on the front straight, pops to the inside. He should make it work this time. Alexander Rossi up another spot, but remember, still a lap down. He has to get all the way to the front and pass Connor Daly, Marty, to get back on the lead lap.
Townsend, that was a pass about 8 laps in the making. Alexander Rossi was very frustrated running behind Dalton Kellett, and you see how far he's already left that 4 car. It shows how much stronger the 27 is as we ride on board on the AutoNation on board with Alexander Rossi than the guys that he's running around right now. They dialed in as much rear wing as they could on that last stop, adding downforce. I also think it's so much warmer, Townsend. They weren't expecting to be in this traffic, number one, but to be in this traffic and this warm, it's going to be tough sledding for Scott Dixon and Alexander Rossi to get themselves back on the lead lap.
Well, it's not going to all come in one big chunk, especially once you fan out. He'll be looking for yellows and restarts and opportunities to go big and make something happen, but he's in for a really long,
we actually think we get better mileage there.
really long 135 laps to get back to the front, being a lap down like
You
this.
run out of time. If it takes you 5-6 laps to get by each guy, to get to the front to get on the lead lap, and then you got to do it all over again. You'll just run out of laps.
Pietro Fittipaldi, the grandson of Emerson Fittipaldi, is back there in 20th. He was the highest qualifying rookie, but the highest running rookie is Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin maintains his spot in the top 10. There's the yellow submarine right there in front of Graham Rahal, that Pennzoil Chevy. McLaughlin runs in 9th at the moment.
His teammate just behind him right there in the number 2 car. Joseph Newgarden looking for an Indy 500, running 11th.
So Connor Daly has now racked up from 0 to 16 laps led here at the Brickyard.
Riders, wanderers on the road of life. The journey is why they ride. When the road is all you need, there is no destination.
I'm actually just going to get a nice coffee.
Well, she may have a destination this one time, but
I usually have a destination.
Yeah, but most of the time her destination is
Nope, just the coffee shop.
No matter why you ride, Progressive has you covered with protection starting at $79 a year.
'Cause she's a biker.
Please don't follow me in.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Nobody builds 5G like Verizon builds 5G. Thousands of engineers on a mission helping tomorrow's first responders save lives and stay safe. 5G drones will scan disaster sites. 5G thermal imaging will enable real-time situational awareness. The more first responders do with 5G, the more the network matters. It's us pushing us. It's Verizon versus Verizon. And who wins? You.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit?
Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place with a bigger yard.
Yay.
Credit Karma. Download the app today. Tonight, I'll be eating the pork banh mi with extra jalapenos. Thanks, baby. Yeah, we about to get spicy for this virtual date.
Spicy like them pajama pants.
Hey, the camera is staying up here. This is not the second date.
I was totally stranded.
No TP? So what happened?
Well, we started buying Charmin Super Mega Roll.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 rolls in one and lasts so much longer. Enjoy the go with Charmin, guaranteed to fit or your money back.
Night, Sarah.
Night. Drive safe.
Baby.
I love you.
Bye.
Drive safe.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Mommy.
You guys ready?
Sure you got everything? Drive safe.
We all say it. Chevy can help you do it. With Chevy Safety Assist Standard on the new Equinox and Trailblazer, part of the Chevy family of SUVs. Drive safe.
"70 laps complete here at the Indianapolis 500, the 105th running of it. You saw there in nonstop the Bitcoin Chevy of Rinus VeeKay, the youngster from the Netherlands who has led the majority of this race, coming in for his second stop of the day. Meanwhile, we've got an interesting one here. Connor Daly. Then that purple and black AutoNation Sirius XM Honda. That's Helio Castroneves in his 21st appearance here at the Indy 500.
Here comes Connor Daly, peels off. Now Castroneves is the leader as Connor Daly comes to pit lane in that 47 Air Force car. Dave Burns, they're going to have to make it snappy to beat VeeKay on the over-under.
Connor Daly loves being edgy. Example, told me Friday night he was at the Machine Gun Kelly concert. Today, all business at Indianapolis. Half turn a wing out on the front. This car too edgy for him to drive when he's leading.
Be interesting to see. Those are the first two Chevys to come in early. We'll see if Castroneves and Herta come on this lap or if they've got another 2 laps. We're going to know here in one more corner.
And let's check out where Connor Daly is in relation to Rinus VeeKay, Paul.
Much better fuel mileage right now with the Hondas. Right now, it's at the front of the field.
There you go. Hondas. There goes VeeKay. So VeeKay is going to beat his teammate Connor Daly. Those are the cars that have made their first pit stops of this next round of the field. Castroneves still leads.
Pretty big gap there for Connor Daly to close. There's the leader now. Look for him to come on this lap, I would think.
They're going to go 5 or 6 more laps for Helio Castroneves. How about that? So that shows you those ECR cars. Yeah, they can run out front, but that's a massive penalty to be in the lead.
Don't forget, Marty, that on the last yellow, VeeKay and Daly were able to pit before the yellow. Castroneves and Castroneves and Palou were able to stretch it and pit under yellow without penalty. That's why we're seeing them run longer here.
Yeah. Elio pitted on lap 38 in comparison to the others on lap 31 and 33. So advantage to the veteran, to the triple-time champ. You know, wouldn't it be appropriate if he was able to win his 4th today? Supertex, AJ Foyt is here, Rick Mears is here, and Al Unser Sr. is here. They got their photos taken with the Borg Warner yesterday on the Yard of Bricks. If you could add another one to club number 4, that'd be phenomenal. Let's have a listen to some recent radio.
Should I pass Elio and see if we can get the crate moving, or stay here? No, I think just stay right where you're at. Right where you're at.
Good coaching by Dad, but T-Bell, look at how close. I saw him touch that inside curb. Look at how close that front wheel gets to the curb.
That's how close he has to go to the curb. That curb can turn you backwards at the snap of a finger, but that's where he has to place the car. Colton Herta needs to find clean air behind Elio. I always found Elio was one of the, easier drivers to follow. He's not easy to pass, but he's easy to follow because Elio likes to run a higher line, and he leaves a ton of air down low there for Colton Herta to grab with his front wing.
And by the way, if you didn't hear what he said, should I pass Elio so we can get this race going? That's a conversation between father and son. Brian Herta, the 5-time Indy 500 starter, calling strategy for his son in the Gainbridge Honda. Kelly.
And you'll see Simona Di Silvestro coming down to pit road to bring it into her female forward team. Remember, this team comprised about 75% women, including these women going over the wall now, performing real-time live IndyCar pit stops for the first time in their young careers. Marty?
And Carpenter hits his stall, and I think he's among those drivers who just kind of got caught off guard by the warm conditions on the racetrack. He said, I need a lot more downforce if you guys want me to make any moves. You see other cars going by as Carpenter, much smoother stop on stop number 2.
And they wound a whole bunch of rear wing into that back, so a big downforce change for Ed Carpenter. Here comes Sebastian Bourdais.
And this is Sage Karam in the 24. This small team, Kelly, is having a great run up a number of positions so far.
Up to 15th, and Sage couldn't even believe it. He asked his team if he was really in 15th. Happy with the car. They made an air pressure adjustment first time down pit road, and even better for Sage Karam. They're getting better fuel mileage than expected.
Pass for the lead. Colton Herta has taken the lead and then immediately dives for the pits. So this is the 26, the Andretti Autosport with Kerr Bagajanian. The youngster has beaten the veteran into pit lane.
And it shows you that Herta is getting better fuel mileage than Castroneves. He pitted 5 laps earlier than Castroneves did. They like the car. They're not planning any changes. Herta is in. Marty Castroneves squeezing right around in front of him.
Yeah, Helio Castroneves has found the fountain of youth here in India, 46 years young, leading laps here. He said the car's handling is outstanding. Colton Herta, though, will jump him here on pit road. The 06 car headed back out.
So we'll be watching to see where Colton Herta and Castroneves blend on the back straightaway as Rinus VeeKay, there they come. There's VeeKay and Connor Daly, the two teammates. Remember, they pitted several laps before, but that's the blend battle on the back straightaway for the cars that were leading before this cycle of pit stops. Here comes Hunter-Reay too.
Yeah, pretty big gap right there for Castroneves to close now to Herta. That's a pretty large gap, but these guys out front have now cycled back to the front, but they are at a deficit now of about 5 laps on fuel, and as you go to the next stop, that could turn into 8 or 9 laps.
Here we go, waiting for these drivers to come in for the next round of stops. Pato O'Ward, Takuma Sato, there they go, top of your screen. Here comes O'Ward trying to arrest the speed on that Arrow McLaren SP Chevy, Dave. Get it down to 60 miles an hour so you don't get a pit road penalty.
Remember, the first time he tried to make this race, he failed. So Taylor Kyle, his strategist, told me last year they just wanted to get him comfortable. This year, they're pushing the envelope, and Pato is faster. He's had a good first couple of stints. Kevin?
Last year's winner, Takuma Sato, got a break from the yellow, picked up about 7 spots. He's coming in for stop number 2. They will make a front wing adjustment, and the people-ready car is back out and racing. Pato O'Ward, and O'Ward will get right in front of him off the pit lane.
This Indy 500 is broadcast live in Japan on Gaora Sports. There will be millions watching the 2-time and defending Indy 500 winner. He spent the majority of the off-season back in Tokyo and hardly had a day off. His name has shot to prominence even more than when he was in Formula One.
Let's see how these guys blend out. O'Ward comes out and Sato, they're going to have to defend a little bit. Potentially into 3. No, they slot right in. O'Ward in front of Castroneves there.
Castroneves lost out on that, and you know who the big winner was? Is that blue and white NTT Data Honda of Alex Palou, Marty.
Alex Palou with a terrific stop, and he's the sneaky one of the Ganassi group. He is up in the top 5 and having a terrific run. His teammates, meanwhile, on pit road, Marcus Ericsson, Tony Kanaan, also here. They were at the back because they had to do emergency service on that first stop. A little bit longer stop on the 48 there, Kevin.
Graham Rahal got better fuel mileage than everyone else. He came in last time after the yellow on 38. They were afraid they were going to have to do emergency service. Didn't. That's paid dividends. He cycled to the front, legitimately running inside the top 10 right now. Rahal heading back out, Dave.
This is J.R. Hildebrand's 11th 500 in a row. The group working with him, veterans who all want to race with him, who believe they can win the 500 if they can just get that track position.
That beautiful retro livery.
Colton Herta, a little bit of a fade on Alex Palou, blocking to the inside as that blue and white car of Alex Palou had to check up, and now Pato O'Ward in the black and orange Arrow McLaren number 5, closing on the Spaniard.
Coming out of the pits there now, cycling right in the middle of that pack. This pack will help him get up to speed faster. So Graham Rahal steadily moving forward.
Hunter-Reay just tucked in behind him to grab a little bit of extra tow. The DHL Honda. Need to tell you that while Pato O'Ward is running well for Arrow McLaren SP, there's a penalty to his teammate in car number 7, Felix Rosenquist, for a pit road speed violation, Marty.
Alexander Rossi and Scott Dixon staying in lockstep. still down a lap. They were not able to pass any other additional cars on the racetrack, but they're determined to work together as best they can to put themselves both back in the game.
I'll tell you what, guys. Look at the running order. Youngsters, VK, Daly, Herta, Award, Palou, Vet, Sixth, Hunter Ray, Castroneves, Rahal. The youth movement is at the front and dominating this race right now.
Yeah, and they are not settling down. Award just made a great move on Colton Herta. Award now up to third. He won his first race at Texas earlier this year on the oval, and now Award wants Connor Daly going into turn one.
Rahal on Castroneves, Hunter Ray on Palou. Now the moves. It's starting to get racy here, approaching the halfway mark of the 105th Indianapolis 500. And there's a rookie in the mix. He's right behind his Team Penske teammate. McLaughlin is shadowing Newgarden.
Connor Daly making a move on his teammate. These two, what they should do is work together and cycle back and forth. But Pato Award is right there, and he wants to lead the Indy 500.
This month of May has been pretty much dominated by Hondas, but it's Chevrolet 1, 2, 3 at the moment.
Connor Daly got a taste of leading at Indy, and he likes it. He wants more.
A small gap right now to Hunter Ray, who has now moved his way inside the top 5. He's been nice and quiet today, moving his way forward. This guy knows how to win races. If you give him a sniff, he will go for it.
Tell you a story about Team Penske's Will Power. He's made up 19 positions since the start. The 18 champ is up to 13th.
The best way to experience something in life is for yourself. And Firestone tires were built for getting out there. For 3-day weekends. And for testing the waters. Try Firestone tires for 90 days. If you're not fully satisfied, we'll refund or replace. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
What if I told you you could get an offer on your car in minutes and keep it fresh for 7 days? With Carvana, you'll get a competitive offer that lasts for a week. Plus, you can use it as a down payment. This offer's Jimmy's. Shop now at Carvana.com.
You know they're out there. Morning, noon, and night, eye allergens are on the attack, and the itch can stay with you 24 hours a day. Get Pat-A-Day Once Daily Relief Extra Strength, the first and only 24-hour eye allergy itch relief drop, now without a prescription. A single drop of Pat-A-Day Once Daily Relief Extra Strength works on the cells that make your eyes itch. Fast. In minutes, you get relief that lasts 24 hours. That's a full day and night in one drop. Make it a Pat-A-Day with the drop that's right for you. Available everywhere.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
5 Hour Energy helps you get stuff done. And now, when you purchase 5 Hour Energy, you can instantly win cash prizes. For complete rules and how to enter, visit 5hewin.com. 5 Hour Energy, the official sponsor of getting stuff done.
This is the sound of change. It's the sound of low cash mode from PNC Bank, giving you the options and extra time needed to help you avoid an overdraft fee. Low cash mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. One way, we're making a difference.
To unlock the world's greatest potential, we have to look. We need to look beyond what we recognize, beyond what's familiar. We have to look where we haven't looked before. We need empathy, because improving your world starts with improving someone else's. To hire, promote, fund tomorrow's potential. That's when change will happen.
Our Fast Family is back. That's Fast and Furious F9 in theaters June 25th. And it's been pretty fast and furious here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 144 on-track passes already as we take you to the Peacock Pit Box.
Thanks, Lee. Yeah, 89 laps complete. It's been fast and furious both on the racetrack and on pit road. Jimmy, the strategies are all over. It's hard to tell. We know who's fast. Daly leads, VK, Herta, but it all comes down to who is going to hit the right strategy when the yellows come out.
And it really does matter. You know, the strategy that's taking place is quite interesting to me, to watch the leader of VK be so many laps behind on his fuel strategy and how early he has to pit. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. The Hondas, on the other hand, seem to have this fuel mileage that can keep stretching it lap after lap.
Well, it's been an action-packed 90 laps so far here at the Brickyard. Started with Dixon on the pole, but very quickly he was overtaken. This is the field coming to the green. We got to see it firsthand. Crazy, 3 wide, 11 deep.
Really impressive to watch these guys get started. A few made it work on the outside, then it got single file, and then we saw a few passes for the lead.
Yeah, both Herta and VK, they led laps early. The youngsters, 20 and 21-year-olds respectively. And then it all changed lap 32. We see Stelton Wilson lose control of his car coming to pit road. It forced a yellow. That put everybody in a predicament. But the biggest story, Dixon out of fuel, couldn't get it refired.
Yeah, it's amazing how long it takes to get one of these cars to fire up when they run out of fuel. Unfortunately, Ross trying to dig out of a hole right now.
Two of the favorites currently a lap down, trying to find a way back. And then right here, the hometown hero, Conor Daly in the Air Force ride. Sits. He's led 29 laps so far. Lee, the action's great, and next time you throw it to the pit box, I'm going to turn my mic on the first time.
Well, I know it's loud down there too, Stevie, but as we ride on board the people ready Honda, Takuma Sato, the two-time champ. He's won twice in the last 4 years. He's inside the top 10, doing well, and he's shadowing. He's trying to get in the draft of his team.
He almost got into a door on him there in turn 2, and he shot up the track and nearly brushed the wall, so he was right there on the inside of him, T-Bell, and Rahal just shut the door.
Yeah, everybody kind of jockeying now as we approach half distance. Graham Rahal said this morning in the pre-race show, I want to be in the top 5 by half distance. He's got 7 laps to make up 3 more positions to accomplish that goal. Graham Rahal knows that the second half of this race, you want to be floating around in that top, positioning yourself and your race car for the sprint to the finish.
There's no more gimmies anymore. There's no lifting off and letting the guy, if he's beside you, take the corner. You're going to like run him right in there and shut the door on him from here out.
How about Conor Daly in that US Air Force coming at the front? Daly's led 31 laps after never leading a lap at this speedway. As a special guest here at the Brickyard is a 3-star general in from Alaska, just to watch this guy drive with the support of US Air Force. The story could
for the Air Force driver there, and Rinus VeeKay in the Bitcoin car, his teammate. Pure green run, no yellows, and Conor Daly last pitted on lap 72 and Rinus VeeKay on 69. So VeeKay should have to pop in first, and that'll give us a pretty good idea of what their pure fuel range is at full race running. I think VeeKay is going to have to come in at about 4 laps.
Marty Snyder.
On that topic, let's look at left side of your screen whenever Rinus VeeKay's fuel strategy. Look at a deficit he's at to everybody else. Conor Daly, -3 laps. Pato O'Ward, -11 laps. Ryan Hunter-Reay, -7 laps to him and 9 laps to Colton Herta. And it's just going to snowball as this race goes on. So yes, they have an Bitcoin car in that Chevrolet for Ed Carpenter Racing, sitting in second right with every stop coming for them be gone today.
It could be, because Colton Herta or Alex Palou or Pato O'Ward, I think they could finish on 3 more stops, especially how they're. We're about to find out how far could Conor Daly go leading the entire time as this guy, Will Power, exercising some patience, trying to make a move on Karam. Power
lost the spot there.
Yeah. Sage Karam slammed the door on him. Downshift, and then what? I think that was the Huskies' chocolate car.
I think it was that
Carpenter shot the gap in the short chute between 3 and 4, but right now, Castro Neves is really working the back of Alex Palou's car.
Will Powers worked really hard to drag himself from the last row and now power runs in 16th at half distance. So he's halfway there, halfway through the race. He's right on schedule. He's just got to hang in here and keep working the traffic.
I don't think we've spoken enough about the DHL Honda and Ryan Hunter-Reay, the veteran, the 2014 Indy 500 champion, a series champion. There he is. Well, we've already lost the shot there. He's further forward. But RHR, Captain America, look for the red and yellow car. There it is there, running in 4th spot. He did the driver introductions today with his 3 sons, Ryden, Roxon, and Rhodes. And this is the RHR we've been wanting to see for several years. Let's listen to radio.
Numbers worse right now. Position is the priority. Not going anywhere, definitely do it because it'll for sure help. Right now you are still on track to make it on 3 more stops.
There you go. That's exactly what I was talking about, Paul. These guys can make it on 3 more stops. They're right where they want to be. Question again, can ECR make it on 3 stops? I don't think so, but we'll find out.
Hunter-Reay has had a 2-year run of bad luck. Will it be over today in the Indianapolis 500?
Not everybody wants the same thing. That's why I go with Liberty Mutual. They customize my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need. Because I do things a little differently.
Hey, I'll take one, please. Wait, this isn't a hot dog stand?
No. Can't you see the sign? Wet teddy bears. Get your wet teddy bears 100% wet, guaranteed, or the next one's on me.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
With this automatic egg cooker, I get 7 perfectly cooked, hard-boiled eggs, which is perfect for my 7-day test zone with Carvana, where I get 7 days to make sure my new ride fits my lifestyle, especially my snacks. Day 1, great source of protein.
Born in the spotlight? Nah. Had to grind to shine, like a star on a hot night. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight, it chases them.
Nobody builds 5G like Verizon builds 5G. Thousands of engineers taking business to a whole new level. Employees are empowered. Customers are engaged. Near real-time data for fast decision-making. This is business at the speed of 5G. Because the more businesses do with 5G, the more your network matters. It's us pushing us. It's Verizon versus Verizon.
Here we go now, let's make our own way. Now is the time and we'll make it okay. We can make our own way.
Night, Sarah.
Night. Drive safe.
Baby.
I love you.
Bye.
Drive safe.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Mommy.
You guys ready?
Sure you got everything? Drive safe.
We all say it. Chevy can help you do it. With Chevy Safety Assist Standard on the new Equinox and Trailblazer. Part of the Chevy family of SUVs. Drive safe.
This is the sound of change. The sound of 1,000 sighs of relief, and the sound of a company watching out for you. This is the sound of low cash mode from PNC Bank, giving you multiple options and at least 24 hours to help you avoid an overdraft fee. Because we believe how you handle overdrafts should be in your control, not just your bank's. Low cash mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. One way, we're making a difference.
Just past halfway here at the Indianapolis 500, 1/4 of the way almost through the Stanley Cup playoffs. Round 2 begins with Vegas and Colorado. Maybe the best series in the playoffs tonight, 8 Eastern on this very busy, great sports day here on NBC. VK and Daly, another pass for the lead as they continue to exchange here as we work past halfway at the Indianapolis 500, lap 103 of the 200. So Danica Patrick are watching Connor Daly try to win here as they come towards the pits here, and pit stops now, which has been such a key strategy portion of this Indy 500 after the Stephen Wilson crash, and the incident, I should say, in the pit lane on lap 35. Down to Dave for the pit stops.
My Mike, Connor Daly told his team, I'm trying not to be a complete roadblock, but give you the number you want. They told him, we are seeing that number. He's made it to lap 103. Balance is good on this car, Marty.
And Connor Daly worked perfectly with his teammate Rinus VeeKay, and I think VeeKay is back in the game here. If you can get to lap 101, which they did, they're pitting here at lap 103, you can make it in 2 more stops after this. So Rinus VeeKay, the race might not be over yet, Mike.
Watching very closely the fuel mileage, so important. Connor Daly, they mentioned the crowd going wild when the man who grew up 25 miles from here took the lead for the first time in his career at the Indy 500. There hasn't been an Indiana-born driver win the 500 since 1940. So Connor Daly really has that support. What are you seeing as we pass halfway, Danica?
I see fuel. I see more and more fuel. As I was looking at the lap tracker on the IndyCar app, I saw last lap, and they're all fairly slow, like 212, 213. So I think you're seeing it from the leader back. Everybody's learning how important it is to save fuel at this point in time.
One other thing, we're sitting up here, it's cool, it's in the 60s air temperature-wise, but you've heard the guys talk about how the track temperature may be a little bit higher than they thought. No clouds, brilliant sunshine. How does that impact the cars and the drivers and the setups?
So much. The temperature, the air temperature and the track temperature are two different things. And so what it's doing is it's affecting the balance front to rear, which so many cars with understeer at the beginning, just missing the balance. And then the track temp coming up is a reduction in grip. So I know that a lot of the guys that are running really well. We're hoping for hotter temperatures, but of course it presents a problem for everyone to some degree.
The Mike Tyson great line was, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the Indy punches you in the mouth in so many different ways. A lot of plans being utilized today with O'Ward atop as we go back up top of the pagoda and Lee Diffie.
And O'Ward might put Connor Daly a lap down. Connor Daly had a little small hiccup on the pit stop. The inside rear had an issue, and he's lost a ton of ground to his teammate. His teammate's all the way at the very end of the straightaway, the black dot way up there. So Connor Daly right now under threat of going a lap down, Kelly.
As pit cycle continues, Simona Di Silvestro comes to pit road. She'll get her Firestone tires and Speedway fuel. It looks like an advantage point. That might have been a little bit slower than they had been hoping for. The women over the pit wall have been doing an outstanding job all month long here in the month of May.
Oh, look at this top screen as the Preda Autosport crew regroup and gather. This Arrow McLaren SP driven by Pato O'Ward, the 22-year-old Mexican. He became a first-time winner in the series this year at the age of 21 at Texas Motor Speedway, and this guy has got some serious energy and some serious skills.
Been on track for about 29 laps, so Pato O'Ward's about to pit. Connor Daly's already made that pit stop, so Connor doesn't need to worry too much.
Yeah, but the problem is you only lose about 3/4 of a lap on a pit stop. That stop for Connor Daly was a little bit long, so when these guys cycle, I think he's going to end up losing about 5 or 6 spots.
Yes, I want to point something out though. The other guy that also pitted is Joseph Newgarden. We haven't talked about him today. There's the white number 2 shell car. Tim Cindric and that team decided, let's go off strategy and pit a little early. Newgarden and VeeKay right there will be back at the front of the queue after everybody else performs the pit stop. Newgarden's done this before. Tim Cindric, an expert strategist, has done this before to winning effect. Going a little bit different than everybody else on pit lane, trying to get his driver to the front on strategy. There goes Colton Herta to the box.
Townsend, Tim told me before this day that they would need to get to the top 10 by halfway. Guess where Newgarden was from 21st at halfway? He was 10th.
Tim Cindric is the president of Team Penske. As Townsend mentioned, he's a master strategist, so don't be surprised if it works out for Joseph Newgarden, Kevin.
I think it's going to start getting racy here soon. Those pitting right now, including Colton Herta, can turn up the wick a little bit. They are good on fuel to be able to do it in 2 more stops. Herta back out, Marty.
And Carpenter coming to a stop for the 3rd stop. He had fallen back to the 18th position because the car was stuck in 5th gear, and he had to go into emergency mode to get it out of 5th gear. That worked, so Carpenter back with a fully operational race car. We'll watch the blend here with these guys.
Yeah, there's Colton, so VeeKay's already gone by with Newgarden, so VeeKay with an advantage on the pit stop sequence.
And he's going to shadow Joseph Newgarden. 90 laps to go here at Indy.
Because
everything great is birthed through. Time to get uncomfortable. Let's get uncomfortable. That's when we find empathy. Once we get past our differences, that's when we find empathy, because real empathy, it knows no age, no color, no gender. Real empathy, it says, hey, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, I understand you. I may not be you, but I love you. That's what truly matters.
Check your free credit scores at Credit Karma.
Where do you find beauty? Us, we find it in Forward. The constant, perpetual progress of one simple investment, one simple number, advancing, multiplying, flourishing. Our self-managed online platform is built to move you forward. By smartly growing your savings over time, connecting where you are now to where you want to be. That's the power of Gamebridge. Start now at Gamebridge.life.
Oh, it was terrible. I was totally stranded.
No TP?
Nope. Empty roll.
So what happened?
Well, we started buying Charmin Super Mega Roll.
Whoa,
that's huge.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 rolls in one and lasts so much longer, you don't always have to worry about the roll running out.
I'm glad you were rescued, Dad.
Me too. It was a huge relief.
Enjoy the go with Charmin, guaranteed to fit or your money back.
Renting always made sense to me. And then in the apartment. Sorry, buddy. I also had a landlord who thought he could fix things.
Here we go again.
He could not. Oh, you're gonna do it?
I'll slap some paint on this and cover it right up.
But Rocket Mortgage helped me find the home loan option that works for me, so I could buy a place of my own. Now I don't have a landlord. Or a leaky ceiling.
When you need to throw in the towel on renting, Rocket can.
Rocket. You got any take?
When I'm not racing, I'm personalizing. Just like how Carvana lets you personalize your finance. You can customize your down payment and monthly payment in a matter of minutes for some truly dazzling results. Financing has never felt so fabulous.
On a spectacular 67-degree day here in Indianapolis, look at this aerial coverage brought to you by Honda. And on pit stop rotation, there's a Honda at the front in the hands of Graham Rahal, but that's all going to change here very quickly in the 105th running of the Indianapolis 500. Helio Castro Neves there lights it up right in front of Scott McLaughlin as they pit. And should only face 2 more stops. Colton Herta on Joseph Newgarden.
Big block by Newgarden. Then he cut back across in front of him to the outside. Colton Herta loses a little bit of speed there. Ryan Hunter-Reay getting a run on him here onto the back straight.
Everybody's blending. Everybody's stacking back up. They pitted at different times, but now they're finding each other again on the racetrack. All these battles for position. That's McLaughlin in the yellow Pennzoil car out of the pits just in front of Colton Herta.
Herta said that was a rude move by Newgarden on the front straightaway.
The rookie has a speeding penalty.
Oh,
McLaughlin into the pits. That takes him out of the mix.
Here, bud. Drive through.
Look at him smacking the steering wheel.
So easy to do. You get locked up here, you slide through the timing marker. Look right there. Almost loses it in the pits. So lucky he didn't lose the whole car.
That is the first error we've seen him make this year. Listen.
Final downshift call to first gear, and it locked up the rear end.
So easy to do as the downforce comes off these cars. These cars have very little downforce on them, and the tires are hot. The brakes get really hot, and it just locks up the rear tires almost every time.
Go to red 7, red 7.
Tough pill to swallow. Pretty tough to come back from unless you get a yellow.
Well, we haven't seen Dixon or Rossi be able to make any headway after going the lap down with that kind of anomaly earlier with Stephen Wilson's crash on pit road. They've been stretching it out front. They couldn't stretch it any further. They were out of fuel. Let's get back to it, though. Ryan Hunter-Reay sweeps around the outside of Takuma Sato, and Hunter-Reay is now in 8th position, waiting for Rahal to pit.
Tell you what, he's getting the fuel mileage, Rahal, and he's got the speed. So right now, guys, the way I see it, Rahal here he could put himself as one of the favorites to win. Here he comes to the pit lane.
Well, especially going that far on fuel, it gives him flexibility towards the end, Kevin.
And the Hondas look like they're getting better mileage as well, especially the Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Hondas. Graham Rahal has been really happy with the car. He's ready to turn them loose, and that's generally what I'm hearing on the radio. The race is on. For those that are pitting in the last few laps, they don't need to save. They're turning it up the rest of the way.
There you see the battle up front. That's Alex Palou that'll resume the lead. Castroneves in second in the black and pink AutoNation Sirius XM, and then Pato O'Ward. Those are the three front runners.
Two Hondas leading a Chevy. And for Alex Palou and the guy running right there, Pato O'Ward, they both became first-time winners.
Rahal lost it out of the pits.
Cold tires
in front of the leaders.
Went into the infield. He was coming out and trying to hustle it on the warm-up lane, and it's so easy to do. Cold tires, narrow track, and he lost it right in front of the field, and it was a hard hit into the wall.
The last time we was Alex Zanardi, and luckily for Graham Rahal, nobody collected him. He came out and spun of Palou and Castroneves and O'Ward. There's that tire. That's good news. That tire that was hit, you see it down there. I was a little worried that might climb the fence, and glad to see Graham Rahal climb out under his own power.
But who hit it? Who hit that tire, though?
You know what this does, guys? This resets the whole fuel issue, because everybody now, I think, is going to come in and top up again, I would think.
No, they just made a stop, so I think only if you're at the back like Rossi and Dixon. And Connor Daly is the one to answer your question, Lee. And I think he might be all right. I just don't know if that front main plane is going to hold up.
Graham Rahal can't believe it. He knew he had a potentially race-winning car. He was getting unbelievable fuel mileage. He had great speed. The AMS safety team there, as they always are, in a split second. And he knew that that was a massive chance. A massive chance.
Oh, too soon the outlap.
This is what happened. This is the pit stop. So the Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan crew go to work as they do on the United Rentals Honda, grabbing a tear-off off the aero screen. Everything's going normal. They don't see anything
wait a second. Hang on. This was not a mistake from Graham Rahal. I don't think that left rear was tight.
Yeah, I think the wheel came off, and that's why it got hit. Look.
Not his fault at all.
Oh, it did.
Oh, my gosh.
And then that tire rolled out into the middle of the track, bounced off the wall, right into Connor Daly's path, and he hit it like a football.
Nothing Graham Rahal could do. We thought he lost it, and he didn't. He just lost the left rear.
Now watch this here.
For Alex Palou, for Elio Castroneves, Pato O'Ward, Rinus VeeKay, Hunter Ray Sato, Herder, and the one that comes through next is Connor Daly.
Connor Daly's nose definitely has some damage. There's a gap in the seam where the nose meets the rest of the car. Now watch this here.
Here it comes. He drop kicks it.
Yeah, Connor Daly's probably going 150 miles an hour, and that thing went skyward as you ride on board with Graham Rahal. Watch the left rear. It's just going to peel off.
Hard hit. Now watch this. Here you're going to boom, and that is without the aero screen, the potential for that to be catastrophic is very high.
On board with Connor Daly. Oh, terrifying. I mean, Graham still is just, he cannot believe what happened. He had the car, he had the position. They saved the fuel. Just an absolute gut punch. The biggest race in the world.
Graham works not only as hard as he can behind the wheel, he works incredibly hard with his father and the team owners and the commercial side of the team and the company to bring people like United Rentals, etc., to the team so they can run at the front. He runs his own business here in Indianapolis. It was his first 500 with his daughter Harlan, and it was all looking so good.
On another note, Alexander Rossi is up there now. He's going to come in. So he kind of cycled his way more towards the front, but now same thing. He's going to have to come in under yellow and take that fuel. Now he's going to go all the way to the back again.
In comes Sebastian Bourdais in addition to Rossi. So too Ed Jones. Marty Snider standing by.
Lee, as we ride on board with Alexander Rossi, they've actually pitted twice already under this caution because they came in to take some fuel. It was not emergency service. Pit road was not closed. We'll get a further clarification just to make sure. And they changed all the tires except the left rear. Then they had to come down a second time, change the left rear. Now they're getting full of fuel, and you see Scott Dixon come to a stop in his stall. The most important thing of all of this, Rossi will still likely be a lap down. I believe Scott Dixon will be on the lead lap because it went through the cycle of pit stops. Dixon should be on the lead lap. Rossi still, though, one lap down.
You're correct, Marty. Scott Dixon is still on the lead lap. There's Max Chilton and Scott McLaughlin. Here is Dixon in the PNC Bank Honda. But I think the one big takeaway here, fellas, it was a lost opportunity for Graham Rahal and Team RLL, but it was a very fortunate incident that nobody was injured in this. This is the unfortunate part. This is the lucky part.
Team USA is ready to go.
Nobody's going to catch Noah Lyles.
The young phenom is served.
It is delivered to Hubbard and everybody else.
Michael Norman will hit victory with no contest. 19 just smashed the wall. What a performance! That's dominance by the United States.
Sue's always on Redfin, but she's never now. Huh? Pick your date and time, and a local Redfin agent will help you find
The one.
Let's do this. On-demand home tours from Redfin. That's real estate done right.
It's time for Sleep Number's Memorial Day sale on the new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. It's the most comfortable, body sensing, automatically responding, energy building, dually adjustable, dad powering, wellness boosting, foot warming, temperature balancing, recovery assisting, effortlessly life-changing, proven quality night's sleep we've ever made. And now save $1,000 on the new Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed, plus 0% interest for 36 months and free premium delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for this guy, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We made it for all branches and all ranks, whether they served one tour or made a career of it. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. USAA is easy to work with and can save you money on auto, home, and renter's insurance. Become a member today. Call us for a quote.
NBC 10 Boston. Boston's 10.
NBC's coverage of the Indy 500 brought to you by United Rentals, official equipment rental services provider of Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan, and sponsor of Graham Rahal. Liberty Mutual, pay for what you need. Honda, an official vehicle of the NTT IndyCar Series, and by Firestone Tires for driving IndyCar legends. The cleanup continues here at the Brickyard after just the second retirement, and it was in spectacular fashion. Graham Rahal, one of the favorites, out.
The fate of Earth is in our hands.
Whoa. So this is the famous Suicide Squad.
Means you've been chosen. What do you mean?
It's an invitation to Mortal Kombat.
You really want to die for this kid?
Take a deep breath and lay back.
The court accepts the existence of God. It's about time.
time they accept the existence of the devil.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Let's end this. These are your brothers and sisters for the next few days. Num num. Saints.
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
Riders, the lone wolves of the great highway. All they need is a bike and a full tank of gas. Their only friend, the open road.
I have friends.
Well, he may have friends, but he rides alone.
That's Jeremy right there. We're literally riding together.
He gets touchy when you talk about his lack of friends.
Hey, can you help me out here?
No matter why you covered with protection starting at $79 a year.
Well, we wouldn't need friends, to be fair. And still.
Welcome to my deaf family. One of my favorite places I've worked to. Young my dad description. I'm part of this group. I've people with the believers who work together with everybody same opportunities. I want to create a more inclusive and acceptable world for you, and you.
The U.S. Open Father's Day weekend on NBC, Golf, and Peacock.
Cleanup complete, and it is time to bring the action here at the Chip Ganassi Racing's Spanish star, Alex Palou. Winner of the season opener, leads the field to green, but watch the orange and black Chevy in third. Here comes Pato O'Ward on Helio Castro Neves. Castro Neves pulls out to take the lead again.
Side by side, VK on Newgarden also. That was a bold move.
Herta down low. Harvey on the inside of Will Power. Wheel to wheel.
Power runs a little bit high. He's going to lose another position to James Hinchcliffe. James Hinchcliffe now trying to draft up on the back of Jack Harvey, but his teammate out front, Pato O'Ward, now slides into second place.
Listen to the crowd roar as Helio Castro Neves chases his fourth win. Further back, all kinds of action.
That white, orange, and black car is Juan Pablo Montoya. There's Tony Kanaan in the blue and white American Legion car.
Santino Ferrucci right there in the Mountain Dew car.
He was trapped on the outside coming off of 4. These guys know this is the opportunity. You got to make something big happen. If you're going to the front, you got to make it happen now.
4 wide coming down the front straightaway. These guys are getting really racy now.
Look out, look out. The all-black car is Sebastian Bourdais, the all-orange car there. Pato O'Ward for the lead. This young Mexican's not hanging about. This is how he won his one and only IndyCar race a couple of weeks ago at Texas Motor Speedway, straight to the front and took off.
He's made really good fuel mileage so far this race as well. So now Townsend is the time to get out front and get a feel for what it's like to be in the front. But there's Dixon now back on the lead lap. Rossi still 1 lap down.
If you are not in the top 10 right now, you are desperate to get there. You know, historically, you have no chance to win unless you can get into that top 10 at lap 125. By lap 150, I think you got to be in the top 8. With 20 to go, you need to be in that top 5. These guys are trying to make it happen right now.
If you read the tea leaves for a little later in this race, it is setting up for an epic finish. And that pink and black AutoNation Sirius XM Honda second. Helio Castro Neves, the 46-year-old Brazilian, could be a 4-time winner here today. We could see the iconic, the legendary fence climb one more time here at the Brickyard.
And these 2 cars, Lee, O'Ward and Castro Neves, were some of the last cars to pit before the Graham Rahal crash. So, Marty, they've got the best fuel flexibility.
And they've been getting terrific mileage, and the handling has been outstanding for Helio, who would love nothing more than to win his 4th 500, and honestly fighting for his career. He told me last night, he said, listen, I'm out to prove I'm worth more than the handful of races I'm going to run in this 06 car this year. I want to prove to Mike Shank and everyone at Honda that this team should be full-time next year. I can still win races. If he wins this one, they've got to think about it.
Palou slips through on the inside. Let me tell you a great story while we ride on board here, the AutoNation on board with Helio Castro Neves. He comes to Meyer Shank Racing after 20 years at Team Penske, but he didn't start at Team Penske in his IndyCar career. That was with Hogan Racing, and a guy who worked at Hogan back then was Matt Swan. Matt Swan is Elio. Reunion for the veteran.
Well, Graham, and he's looking at a replay, I think, on his phone right now. Nothing you can do. The wheel falls off. How good of a chance did you have to win this race?
I mean, as I said a minute ago, you know, over there, it's famous last words, but we had him. We had him. The fuel saving that we were doing, the car, you know, we were in the perfect spot. We were just cruising. And we were going to, you know, I keep using the word going to. That's not the right word, you know, but our strategist played it right. I felt like I was doing a good job in the car. We got ourselves where we needed to be. We had them today. And, you know, like I said, it's always, this one's hard to accept. But I'm proud of the United Rentals guys. We worked hard. Thanks to all of our partners, you know, for getting us here. I'm sorry we didn't win this thing because we should have.
Thanks, Graham.
What hurts even more is that this is double points. Connor Daly on Jack Harvey up the inside. Double points within the NTT IndyCar Series are awarded today. You may have noticed a lead change as well in the NTT Data Honda. There it is there, the blue and white machine. Oh. Pelot to the lead. Castro Neves goes to second on the inside of O'Ward.
I'll tell you what this does right now with double points. Scott Dixon now goes from first to fifth in the championship, 72 points behind his teammate, the number 10 of Alex Pelot now, who's out in the lead. So a massive swing in the points with the way they run right now.
I love the way Castro Neves has played this so far. I mean, to come into this race as a one-off, 46 years old. We've talked about it all day. He's up there dancing with the youngest guys in the field, some of the most inexperienced drivers in the field, but he's right there on courage, technique, speed. I think he's got him in a very sweet spot. He's good on fuel. All these drivers will need 2 more pit stops to make it to the end. It's a long way to go, but for Castro Neves, that 4th win in the Indy 500, it looks like it's on today.
He's got a fast car. Last lap was a 220.2. That lap was a 219. So he right now at this point in time, he's clearly got one of the fastest cars in the field.
Wouldn't that be a breakthrough moment for Meyer Shank Racing? Mike Shank, Jim Meyer, the little team that could go right to the top.
You need hard-working tires for a hard-earned victory. Firestone tires for driving IndyCar legends. For pushing the limits and pulling it off. Turns 1 to 4 and handling your 9 to 5. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases.
There's interest you accrue and interests you pursue. Plans for the long term and plans for a long weekend. Assets you allocate and ones you hold tight. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. And with the right guidance, you can get the financial clarity you need and live a life rich in meaning and gratitude. To learn more, text THRIVE to 444-555 or visit Thrivent.com.
Cabinet? Handled. Air? Conditioned. Lawn? Mowed. Get started on your next home project at Angie.com or download the Angie mobile app today. Make your home an Angie home. Angie, and done.
When you buy this tea at Walmart, Walmart can buy more tea from Milo's. Milo's can create new jobs. Jobs for people like James and Lacey and me. Me, I love my work family. Family here and home is my life. Life is better for us because of a job. A job created when you buy this tea at Walmart.
I got love. I got love. I got love.
Star, we see them.
Okay, mother and child in vehicle. Mother is unable to exit the vehicle. Injuries are unknown.
Thank you, OnStar.
My son, is he okay?
Your son's fine.
Thank you. There's something in the road.
It's okay, you're safe now.
'63 laps. Indianapolis 500, and our coverage here on NBC presented by Firestone. And these cooler temperatures have enhanced the intensity of this race, and it is not going away. Alex Palou, Castro Neves, O Ward, VK, Ryan Hunter-Reay, and don't discount Colton Herta or 2019 champ Simon Pagenaud. There he is there in that bright yellow Menard Chevy.
Absolutely. There's a shark in the water, and he's moving his way forward. Now, Townsend, this guy has started at the back, and we haven't talked about him all day. He's just steadily working his way forward. Kelly, what's going on?
He started 26th, now up 19 positions for Simon Pagenaud. He told me when they turned this car back over into race trim following qualifying, it's a beauty. He also told me that he has as much confidence in winning this race and in his race car today as he did when he won here back in 2019. The biggest difference, of course, starting position. He started from pole back then, so he knew he'd have his work cut out for him. He wanted to be in the top 10 by lap 100. Didn't quite make it. It was about lap 125 before he cracked the top 10, but he has steadily progressed forward since then, up to 7th position now. And like you said, he's kind of like a shark in the water who smells some blood.
And Dippy, it was back in 2019 that Simon Pagenaud came into this race in a contract year, uncertain about his future in that Menards car. Event, he extended his career at Team Penske. He finds himself in the exact same situation here.
Contract year for the Frenchman in the Menard Chevy, but he's humming along beautifully in 7th. He's ahead of last year's winner, Takuma Sato. And then Connor Daly. Daly dives for the pits in the US Air Force Chevy.
Locks it up a little bit down there. We'll see if he got a penalty for speeding. He was all locked up getting in, but right now, Palou is stuck out front, Dave, and Castro Neves is happy to just sit there on him.
Connor trying to get everything he can out of the 47 car. They will split the 60 laps to go part. One more stop for Connor Daly. Tremendous understeer after being hit by the left rear of Rahal after it left his car.
Yeah, that nose is a little bit dislodged. You can see there's a gap to the body of the car, and the very nose could have moved the front wings angles, Townsend, and taken some front wing out of it. You definitely, I think he might have lost one of the wicker bills on the trailing end of the wing too.
Might be a little extra drag for Connor Daly with that slit. There comes Palou, so Connor Daly's going to blend out a lap down here, but these guys are all going to have to pit in the next 10 laps or so, so Connor Daly will cycle back forward, but he doesn't want to lose too much ground.
Just tuck in right here behind your teammate, get right in the draft like that, and just sit here and wait this out.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be too urgent here. The team will be giving him the information, hopefully. Hey, those guys, those leaders are going to have to pit. Just kind of hang in there. Don't lose too much ground. If you can make up a spot on a high percentage move, take it, but don't take big risks right now.
Newgarden just up the road, Lee, so Newgarden has done another pit stop as well.
Remember, he pitted early on the last sequence to get off sequence, so that'll be really interesting to see how it plays out for Tim Cindric, Team Penske, and Joseph Newgarden. We'll find out as the leaders here come to pit lane, then everybody will blend out with one more stop to go.
Remember the old adage, you want to be the first to stop last. Is that going to go the way of Joseph Newgarden in that Shell Penske Chevrolet? Alex Palou, second-year driver in the NTT IndyCar Series, came in with a splash.
Newgarden hit the last car on the lead lap.
Got a podium last year at Road America. That thrilled him. He had some learning moments. This guy from Barcelona who runs a coffee shop in Barcelona. That's in his spare time when he's not racing at 230 miles an hour. Or living here in Indianapolis. He lived alone in Austin, Texas during the lockdown last year. Incredibly hard with authorities into the country. And then kind of in Austin and just ground his way through it. That speaks to his resilience. Raced in Japan, raced in Europe. He is an incredible performer.
Yeah, you're seeing these leaders Daly coming down that they on one more stop. Scott Dixon, that group, really leading that group right now is sitting in 17th. Can they save enough fuel to do it on one more stop? You see VK come in. He said the handling of the car a little bit different, a little bit too much understeer. He was back and forth. Remember, he's been in the top 2 or 3 pretty much all day long.
Getting close to that magical figure of 50 to go with the final quarter of the race.
You won't know the true power of the Honda CR-V until you put it to the test. Witness its strength, its endurance. Because when we challenge ourselves, we find out how capable we really are. Rise to the challenge with the CR-V. Honda, proud partner of the NTT IndyCar Series.
This is the sound of change. It's the sound of low cash mode from PNC Bank, giving you the options and extra time needed to help you avoid an overdraft fee. Low cash mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. One way, we're making a difference.
Jason, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more?
Cool.
So what are you waiting for? Michaela Maroney to get your Frisbee off the roof?
I'll get it.
Whoa.
Here you go.
Thank you, Michaela.
Dude, get it. I'm not getting it. You get it. You threw it. It's your Frisbee.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Nobody builds 5G like Verizon builds 5G. Thousands of engineers on a mission helping tomorrow's first responders save lives and stay safe. 5G drones will scan disaster sites. 5G thermal imaging will enable real-time situational awareness. The more first responders do with 5G, the more the network matters. It's us pushing us. It's Verizon versus Verizon. And who wins? You.
Why should your business go hybrid? When I'm in a race, I should be focused on taking a corner. But what if I had to run around, worried about engine temperatures, thinking about changing tires? That's how some businesses manage their clouds. But with a hybrid cloud approach with IBM, you'll have the expertise of a team designing best in-car strategies for your business, the same way a pit crew makes this car hum. So you can focus on, you know, winning.
I know a thing or two about cars, and sometimes buying them can make you tight in the chest. But with Carvana, I can finally breathe easy. Buying my car 100% online without any tense negotiation. Smells like the internet. Shop now at Carvana.com.
Pit stops underway here at Indianapolis. One more for the leaders like Alex Palou, who has driven a brilliant race thus far. The young Spaniard trying to win for the second time this year. He came in second in the championship. And when he came to pit road, he was a championship leader. Look at that blend. He is far gone from everybody else. Helio Castroneves sitting in about 4 to 5 laps.
And those are the cars on the same sequence with Palou. You saw Hunter-Reay, VK, Colton Herta. They also have just one more stop. This is Castroneves on board the AutoNation cam.
Lee, I got to give Nasty team. This car pounded the wall the day before Fast 9, and right now he's looking like he could have the car to win, but here comes Castroneves to the pit lane.
All right, Elio, forward out, look for Kevin, right on the mark. Here we are, 3, 2.
They had planned on leaving Helio Castroneves out a little bit longer, but once they saw the 10 car come, they thought, let's come as well. With it being warmer, tire wear certainly starting to become a little bit more of a factor here at Indianapolis. Helio's done a masterful job. The crew on pit road has done a terrific job. We'll see where he cycles out with the rest of the leaders.
He's been fighting with Pato O'Ward, and now O'Ward dives for pit road as well. So that will see Takuma Sato cycle to the top for the time being, and Will Power and Marcus Ericsson and Santino Ferrucci and Rosenquist. But here's O'Ward.
Born in Monterey, Lee moved to San Antonio, Texas when he was just a kid and grew up here and became a champion in Indy Lights. Would like to win this Indy 500, put that on his resume, and so far the car has been very quick.
Dave, I said to him, who's here? And he said, well, my mum, Elba, my sister, Elba, my dad, who I have the same name as, Patricio. And he said, I've got lots of uncles and aunts, and uncles and aunts, and uncles and aunts. He said, I've got a truckload of people who have come to see this race and hopefully see me win.
Let's see how Pato O'Ward blends out after that pit stop on the back straightaway. Bunch of cars fighting for position with O'Ward, but first we've got Will Power backwards in Simon Pagenaud's pit box.
Tell you what, I was just going to say, these last two stops are the critical stops. If you make a mistake now on pit road or have a problem getting on or off pit road, your race is virtually over. Now, Will Power is backwards, well short of his pit box. It's game over for him now.
My goodness, what has happened on pit road today? First, Stefan Wilson.
Look at this.
Then we saw Scott McLaughlin nearly lose it. O'Ward and Palou, the two first-time winners this year, into turn one.
That's a battle for 12th right now, but we think that could be the battle for the lead after everybody else pits. So these are the front runners. Castro Neves there in third. Pato O'Ward in that black and orange car.
Well, have a look at this. Look at O'Ward thinking about it again. We call O'Ward the ninja because he's got such fast hands. But as we climb on board the NTT data car, the helmet of Alex Palou is done up in a symbolic to a samurai, a Japanese samurai, because of the years he spent in Japan. He said, I love the Japanese culture, and it has these two gold horns on the top of his helmet. And he said, that's in a dedication to the samurai, because that's what I see myself as in this race, in this series.
And I got to tell you, what a turnaround for this team. Arrow Schmidt McLaren, they went home with Fernando Alonso, didn't make the field, and now they've got a chance at winning this race with Pato O'Ward.
Sam Schmidt is here, Rick Peterson is here, and Zach Brown, the CEO of McLaren Racing. We know that Lando Norris, who finished on the podium in Monaco last week, is in their studio in the McLaren Technology Centre back in the UK. Coverage via Sky Sports F1 there. Hope you're enjoying it, Lando. This is a phenomenal race with 45 to go. Kelly?
And just recapping what happened to Will Power on pit road, he said the brakes went straight to the floor. He said he had even tried pumping the brakes on the back straight, but as he came to pit road, the pedal went straight to the floor. He said just didn't have any brakes, so tough break there for Will Power.
Tell you what, that many issues, Paul, getting brake pressure. Stefan Wilson said the exact same thing when he caused the first yellow. No brake pressure. I wonder if there's been a few kind of tricks of the trade to try to pull the pads back and increase straight line speed. That's pretty unusual to not have pedal pressure with two cars on two different teams.
It's all shaken out. Youth, vet, youth, vet, youth. It's experience against young youth. This is going to be a wild finish.
This is crazy with 44 to go. Still waiting for Sato and Ericsson and Rosenquist as Pagenaud squeezes on the inside. No, he doesn't.
He's Herta squeezed him tight, and that's a young lion not giving it up to the vet, Townsend.
Yeah, but Pagenaud's won this race, and Pagenaud knows it's too early to do something stupid. Smart from Pagenaud to back out and save the bravado for about 20 to 30 laps from now. Excellent move from Pagenaud.
Kevin?
Remember, Graham Rahal thought he was in the driver's seat. Well, the Rahal Letterman Lanigan team has been getting great fuel mileage. Takuma Sato pitting from the lead. We're going to watch that blend with Alex Palou to see how close he is to the front. He's still going to need to do one more stop, but one of these stops could be a little bit quicker if they can get the Firestones changed, because they'll need less Speedway fuel. Sato back out, trying to become the first back-to-back winner in almost 20 years.
35 years since his team principal, Bobby Rahal, won as well. This is ostensibly the battle for the front once we all cycle through.
They're out there. Morning, noon, and night, eye allergens are on the attack, and the itch can stay with you 24 hours a day. Get Pataday Once Daily Relief Extra Strength, the first and only 24-hour eye allergy itch relief drop, now without a prescription. A single drop of Pataday Once Daily Relief Extra Strength works on the cells that make your eyes itch fast. In minutes, you get relief that lasts 24 hours. That's a full day and night in one drop. Make it a Pataday with the drop that's right for you. Available everywhere.
Where do you find beauty?
Us, we find it in Forward. The constant, perpetual progress of one simple investment, one simple number, advancing, multiplying, flourishing. Our self-managed online platform is built to move you forward. By smartly growing your savings over time, connecting where you are now to where you want to be. That's the power of Gainbridge. Start now at Gainbridge.life.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
When we heard there was money in our home, we did what anyone would do. We went looking for it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Then we heard about Rocket Mortgage, and with just a few taps, you can turn your home's equity into cash. Consolidate your debt, pay off student loans.
Renovate your home.
Fix your home.
Fix your home.
When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Great job, honey.
Rocket. So worth it.
When you look behind WeatherTech products, you'll see a company and its workers who believe in America and have been supporting the American economy for decades, building our factories right here to manufacture automotive accessories. It's never been. Knowing all that, why would you buy anything that's not? You can buy products that are and support American family. Everything at WeatherTech.com.
Action is on the track, but the party is here in the infield outside of the Pagoda Plaza. There's a been coming through, and I tell you what, haven't been out of the took over. Huge cheers when Rahal hit the wall. Oh, huge boos. We even saw a sign that said, "You're doing great, Renee." It is a party down here for sure, Lee.
Well, it's just simply fantastic to see that shot right there, bottom screen. Simply fantastic to see this shot, the intensity, the pace of the. Also another story bubbling in the background, and it's on pit road right now, Marty. The PNC Bank Honda of Scott Dixon.
The game is not over for Scott Dixon. They can do this race on one more stop. He's pitting with 38 to go. It's going to be a massive fuel save for Dixon, but they're confident. I just talked to Chris Simmons, his lead engineer, about whether or not they can make it. He said, yes, we can. If Scott Dixon winds up winning this race, it might be one of the best drives of his career, Lee, and during that last run, that might have been the spot where he won it. Not only did he come out ahead of everyone else on this strategy, he also was able to pass cars at the same time. So Scott Dixon trying to do it on one more stop. This could get interesting.
There you see the last pit lap on the left-hand side. So all of these drivers, Palou, Castroneves on down, have to make one more stop. I believe we just saw Scott Dixon's last stop. As Marty reported, he can make it to the end. The question is, how fast can he go, guys, to get to the end?
There, exactly.
If a yellow comes out, Scott Dixon is in a sweet position. If it doesn't, it's going to be tough to fight and save fuel to the end.
I should have corrected that, Townsend. That is Dixon's last stop of the day. Yes. So to make it that far, you know what it's like behind the wheel. He's going to have to do an amazing job.
He's going to have to do an amazing job, but these guys are going to have to also pit, and they will have fresher tires, but a little bit more fuel. Will the tires make the difference, guys? What do you think guys on the pit box?
Well, PT, the way I look at it, we just saw Scott Dixon run 41 laps. That was in the back and saving fuel. He has to make 38 laps for the finish. So Mike Cull doing a masterful job. You know the CGR team. If we're going to give, you want to give Dixon the chance, let him manage it, but maybe with a little extra fuel, run a little faster than the last run.
Yeah, you want to put him in a position to fight and be offensive. The Hall is called a masterful race, and the discipline that Dixon has had inside the car to create this opportunity and to deal with all the drama that they had early is pretty impressive.
What I think is fascinating, it's Ganassi versus Ganassi. It's Dixon trying to save fuel. His teammate Alex Palou trying to push it into an area of running out of gas. So, Lee, how much do team communications bleed over at this point? I think it's all hands on deck, every man for himself. himself to win the biggest race of the year.
Yeah, Stevie, it's every man for himself. The other one we have to look at is Joseph Newgarden at Team Penske, who is different to Dixon, different to these guys. He last pitted on lap 136. 35 laps to go.
We're also now, for the first time in the race, Townsend, starting to come up on a pack of lapped cars. And this right here, we're going to see what the handling is now like for these guys as they try to pick their way through these cars that are not going to want to go a lap down.
And if you're Chip Ganassi, you might consider, like they did on the last round, maybe this is the time to bring Palou in and get him out of harm's way and make his last pit stop.
I think you're going to see Joseph Newgarden come in very soon in that Shell Chevy for Team Penske. Remember, what was it, 2 stops ago, 3 stops ago? Tim Cindric called that and brought Joseph in the earliest. So we'll see. Dave, let's talk more about this man here, Joseph Newgarden.
When I sat down with Tim Cindric, he was having breakfast, and it wasn't lost on me that he was eating Lucky Charms, Lee. You never know what you might need on race day at the Indianapolis 500. But he told me that even though they missed it in qualifying as a company, he was very confident about the way this car would race. Got off strategy early, being in the back, is finding his way back toward the front now, and just needs one more pit stop to get to the end.
Well, his team owner and the boss of the series and the owner of this speedway, Roger Penske, he was quoted a couple of days ago as saying, don't worry about qualifying. Our cars are always good on Sunday. We're talking to you from the 9th floor of the Pagoda Tower. Above us is the captain. He's watching up on the roof to see if strategy can steer this to victory lane.
So 31 laps to go here at the line, and that means for all these cars, if they stop now, they can run full Rich, full Boogie, all the way to the end. But Alex Palou stays out along with Castro Neves, O'Ward, Hunter-Reay, and VK. Those top 5 cars stretching it on this stint.
Yeah, got to be careful, though. Ed Jones just slammed the door on Palou. Palou got a run on him. He tried to make a move, and Ed said, so you got to be careful. These guys, Marty.
And up front, Alex Palou trying to win his 2nd race of the year and trying to gain the championship lead here in the IndyCar Series. Just checked in with the team. They are leaving him out now for the point you made a moment ago, Townsend. The further they leave him out, as Elio, he can run the end of the race.
On pit road now is Joseph Newgarden. Yes, he's one of the first to pit last, but he was from 8th position, so he doesn't have the track position that he absolutely would need. You see the Team Penske crew going to work here. Stop should be around 6 seconds if it's a good one. Front wing change as well, and they'll send Joseph away.
I don't think Palou's car, Townsend, is that hot. Oh, another car loses it in the pit lane, coming down to fill out a stop. So many accidents in pit lane today with people trying to get slowed down.
And her pit box is right at the start of pit lane.
The Paretta Autosport crew right there to assist her.
Oh, it was terrible. I was totally stranded.
No TP?
Nope, empty road.
So what happened?
Well, we started buying Charmin Super Mega Roll.
Whoa,
that's huge.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 rolls in one and lasts so much longer, you don't always have to worry about the roll running out.
I'm glad you were rescued, Dad.
Me too. It was a huge relief.
Enjoy the go with Charmin, guaranteed to fit or your money back.
You probably know me from going fast, but when I want to go even faster, I reach for Carvana. With their soonest next day delivery, they get me moving fast, so I can stay on schedule. Oh, my drop-off's ready.
Some of us were born for this. To protect people. To help them save. With a home and auto bundle from Progressive. I was born for this. And now, it's prime time. Cut. Jamie, what are you doing? You're not even in this one.
I thought it was Thursday. Sorry.
It is.
I thought it was last Thursday.
When our veterans came home from serving their country, the American Legion helped them with the GI Bill to get a head start. When they came home from Vietnam, we helped those affected by Agent Orange to get care and compensation. Now, a new generation is dealing with their own challenges. Every day, 22 veterans who put their lives on the line for our country came home and took their own. As it has for over 100 years, the American Legion continues to advocate for our veterans, so when they leave service, there's a place for them to go to continue serving and, when needed, to get help.
With contactless curbside pickup and delivery, that second the lights go out, the show goes on. Walmart makes it easy to summer every second.
It's still the night shift, just brighter. Still a traffic jam, just better views. Still making an entrance, just turning more heads. Still your to-do list, just getting more done. Still packing up, just a little easier. The Chevy Silverado, making life's journey just better.
Back at Indianapolis, final stop of the day for Alex Palou, who came to pit road as the leader. Helio Castroneves also pitted a moment ago. Now the critical blend. Where does Palou blend out, and can he hold the lead over Castroneves?
As we continue, Marty, with our Indy 500 broadcast presented by Firestone, Mike Tirico, Danica Patrick, get to the final 25 laps here. What's the most important thing you're watching for here as we watch these pit stops, last pit stops for those with a chance to win?
Looking to see pace. Obviously, fuel is an issue completely all day, and so you're looking to see who's attacking at what point in time. So just because you save some at the beginning might mean that you can go harder at the end. That's a real thing. So I think that we're just seeing this all play out, and you're also seeing the same storyline from qualifying. You're seeing veterans and rookies, so it's going to be interesting.
Fewest yellows in the history of the 500. 4 happened twice, only 2 so far. Great racing here, Lee, at the final 24 laps.
Helio Castroneves sweeps around Alex Palou and Pato O'Ward. This trio have been glued together for probably 50 laps.
This is turning Townsend into a 3-horse race now. These are the 3 contenders for the win. We just saw Hunter Ray make a mistake on pit lane. The veterans have been making mistakes on the pit road, and now we got 2 youngsters up front with a guy looking for a 4-time win.
A one-off entry for Helio Castroneves, 46 years old, but Palou and O'Ward running second and third in the mix right here. Further back, Scott Dixon still in the mix, but has the same fuel along with Scott McLaughlin. So those are the front runners that have max fuel, max speed, and the guys that have to nurse it home.
Ferrucci now has moved up to 3rd overall. Rosenquist, they haven't pitted yet. Karam is in the lead with Kanaan, but this right here, this is the battle for the lead.
The Indianapolis 500 hasn't seen a 4-time winner in 30 years. That was when Rick Mears won his 4th. Can Helio do it today? There's those gold horns on the helmet on the NTT Datacam of Alex Palou, the horns of the samurai. Well, we'll see if he fights like a samurai right here.
Palou's got a great race car. He's been holding back all day long, using patience, figuring out what his race car needs. Look at Helio trying to break the draft. 22 laps to go, Paul, and Helio does not want to give up the lead.
The only thing that Helio does, though, is he leaves that door open a little bit. He runs that high line, and he allows that car that's behind him an open lane underneath the white line to get some air on that wing. So he's got to be careful that he doesn't leave the door open and allow the guy to get a really good run on him.
Kevin Lee.
Heartbreak for one of the legit contenders. Ryan Hunter-Reay was running in the top 5, but as he came to make a stop about 4 laps ago, you see him lock up. He said the pedal went to the floor. He lost the brakes, had to avoid Simona Di Silvestro's crew. He got a pit speed penalty. He's a lap down.
What a shame. RHR was running well.
Look at this.
Palou on Helio.
So now we know Castroneves is going to force you to take the outside lane. Palou pulled off that move easily.
20 laps to go. It's going to get more and more difficult to stay close and make moves. I think Alex Palou knows that when the tires are fresh, that's your chance. That's what Takuma Sato did last year to take the win over Dixon. But Castroneves coming right back now because Palou has caught lap traffic with Dalton Kellett. Meanwhile, track temp peaking at 110 degrees. It's as hot as it's been all day.
Progressive lap leaders, there's been 13 of them, but it's been Connor Daly in the US Air Force Chevy who has led the most laps at 40. 21 to go in this memorable 105th running of the Indianapolis 500, and your guess is as good as ours, but you're more than likely looking at one of the three who could do it. Alex Palou, Helio Castroneves, or Pato O'Ward. Could be a first-time winner or a four-time winner. This is going to be an awesome finish.
The best way to experience something in life is for yourself. And Firestone tires were built for getting out there. For 3-day weekends. And for testing the waters. Try Firestone tires for 90 days. If you're not fully satisfied, we'll refund or replace. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
To support local restaurants, we've been to every city, including Little Rock.
And even Worcester. And tonight, I'll be eating the chicken quesadilla from Tony's Tex-Mex in Katy. Do you think they bought it?
Oh, yeah.
And Doug.
So then I said to him, you ought to customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
Doug, can we talk about something other than work? It's the weekend.
Yeah. Hot dog or chicken?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Just know it always starts with a spark, a light in the dark, a beat in your heart, unbreakable.
This is the sound of change. The sound of 1,000 sighs of relief, and the sound of a company watching out for you. This is the sound of low cash mode from PNC Bank, giving you multiple options and at least 24 hours to help you avoid an overdraft fee. Because we believe how you handle overdrafts should be in your control, not just your bank's. Low cash mode on virtual wallet from PNC Bank. One way we're making a difference.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Honda, proud partner of the NTT IndyCar Series.
Taking you all the way to the race, to the Yard of Bricks. 15 laps to go when Alex Palou crosses those famed Yard of Bricks right there. Here we go. Who's going to do it? Is it Alex Palou of Spain, Brazil's Helio Castroneves, or Mexico's Pato O'Ward?
Tell you what, I said it was a 3-horse race. I think it might be a 4-horse race because look at that green car that's dragging itself up here.
Pagenaud. There's his teammate, Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin doesn't have enough fuel. He last pitted on lap 159. McLaughlin's in the picture, but he's not really in the race. And then you've got Simon Pagenaud in that Menard Chevy. There it is there.
The only thing, though, the reason McLaughlin's pushing so hard right now is that if McLaughlin can get to the front and a yellow comes out and there's not enough time to go green again, McLaughlin could win as Castroneves goes back to the front.
Fastest lap of the race, Pagenaud on that lap, 223.7 miles an hour. He is absolutely flying right now.
And has more fuel, fresher tires than the others. He last pitted on lap 176. Palou on the inside of Helio again. Nothing new there. Here comes Pagenaud inside McLaughlin.
If they were smart with McLaughlin out of fuel, he lets him go by. So Pagenaud now is in the mix.
Kelly.
And yes, his rookie teammate Scott McLaughlin playing nice. They told Simon when it got to McLaughlin he would let him through. Simon Pagenaud starting 26th, very much in the fight here to win this Indianapolis 500.
Is it history repeating itself? He got himself a new contract in 2019 by sweeping the month of May. The GMR Grand Prix, the pole position, and the Indianapolis 500, his first. Simon Pagenaud could do it again. His son, Marley, was born earlier this month. So combined with what happened in 2019 and earlier this month, for Simon and his wife, Haley, there is no question the month of May is his favorite month of the year.
He has closed the gap, Townsend, about a 4-second gap down to virtually nothing in the span of about 4 laps. So now he is in the mix. We've got about coming up on 15 to go. Plenty of time to go.
Meanwhile, Pato O'Ward has just been quietly watching, stalking, learning about Castroneves and Palou, figuring out what does Pato O'Ward need to do to adjust his race car to start getting aggressive here. 10 laps to go as they come to the line, out of turn 4 right now.
Yeah, young guys already are showing their hand. Alex Palou was weaving down the front straightaway, back and forth. So these guys are showing their hand on what they're going to do on the last lap.
Nobody knows that game better than Simon Pagenaud. Hey, let's take a look. Let's take a moment to have a look at the American Express unexpected moment, because as we know, anything can happen. Back in 1985, yes, Mr. Spin and Win, Danny Sullivan fighting with Mario Andretti. You know what the way this story goes. He not only saves it, he goes on to win his one and only Indianapolis 500. Danny, if you're watching, that was awesome, mate. That is the American Express unexpected moment. Are we going to get one here? By the way, fellas, creeping up in the background is Ed Carpenter. Watch for the red car in the background. There is Ed in the Sonax Chevrolet. This could get unbelievable. Here comes the Indiana's own.
Oh, the crowd will go crazy if Carpenter gets past McLaughlin and enters the fray to mix it up with the leaders.
Pace last lap, 2:20 for Palou. The pace is not super high, but they're not going super slow either like earlier in the race. So Carpenter's got a fast car, Pagenaud's got a fast car. We got plenty of laps for these guys now to set something up.
Take a look at the left-hand side. You see Rosenqvist actually leads with Sato second. It's been a long time, Dave, since they pitted, but if a yellow came and there was a red flag, maybe they'd have a chance. What do you know?
Lap 158 was when Rosenqvist last came to pit road. At that time, I checked with Billy Vincent, his strategist. He said we would need 7 laps of caution to make it to the end, and that there's 7 laps of help, and so that doesn't look like it's going to happen here. We'll see what Rosenqvist has left in the tank, Kevin.
And I think a yellow is about the only hope for Takuma Sato. I get the sense they've given up on making it to the finish, but if a yellow comes out with 6-7 laps to go, it would probably finish under yellow, so they'll stay out as long as they can.
Last lap for Rosenqvist was a 2:12. The leaders are running 2:20, so they might even be able to chase them down. Palou again weaving down the front straightaway, trying to break that
So
draft.
there goes McLaughlin. He bails out. He pitted on 159. He needs fuel.
What a run by Dreyer and Reinbold. Sage Karam. Karam is in the top 8. That is a phenomenal run for that one-car team, one race. But the action is here. Palou, Castroneves, O'Ward, and Pagenaud, and maybe, just maybe, Ed Carpenter could get there, but he's running out of laps.
And Paul, the swerving from Palou is getting more and more severe.
Well, we're coming down now to 7 to go, so as we get down to 5 to go, it's going to get even more aggressive. If Pagenaud wants this win, he needs to start making a move here before 5 laps to go.
On your bumper, clear in.
Alex Palou had a monster crash right here in practice, and it destroyed the right-hand side of this NTT Data Honda. The Chip Ganassi Racing team said the left-hand side was so good. We've been working on this car for so long. We feel we can fix the other side, and they did, Marty, beautifully, and look how well he has led.
All that effort to save the primary tub, worth it. I asked Alex Palou yesterday about being in this very position. What would you do? He said, honestly, early last week, I had no idea. As you see Felix Rosenqvist coming to pit road, he gives up the lead. Now just Takuma Sato on that strategy as Helio Castroneves goes for the lead.
I think this is exactly where you want to be now if you're Palou, Townsend. I think you want to sit here until 2 laps to go. Yeah. Let Castroneves tow you around and set it up. See what his moves are going to be. See how he's going to play the last lap, and then you make the move.
The problem, though, Paul, is it was a lot easier for Palou to make a pass 10 laps ago. The tires now well worn, so we'll see how much harder it is. Palou looks to have no trouble, though, as he gets a run off of turn 4.
Got a lap cars now. They're starting to come up on Scott McLaughlin. Is going to be a lap car scenario, so that could play a factor as well. Do they put McLaughlin in the mix to try to help Pagenaud back this field up?
You saw Takuma Sato, he's out. He had to bail out, go to pit lane for a splash and go, so it is pure up front. The fastest 5 cars will determine the winner of the 105th run.
Here we go. Cars coming out of the pit lane. Rosenquist now just came out of the pit lane on fresh tires. He won't want to go down a lap either. So
he's a teammate to Award. Rosenquist is in a position to potentially help and serve as a pick almost for Pato Award.
5 laps to go.
Back, look at your outside.
Here comes Palou.
We got team cars up there that could help their teammates win the biggest race in the world. Will they be a factor in this?
And these are the 2 guys that you're looking at here. Felix Rosenquist once drove this number 10 car just a year ago. He left Ganassi to go Arrow McLaren SP, and in to one of the most famous teams in IndyCar comes Alex Palou. He's wrestling, arm wrestling at 220 miles an hour, a 3-time champion, and in only his 2nd Indianapolis 500, he himself looks like a veteran.
More to go.
Scott McLaughlin, I think, is safe from being lapped. The spoiler here could be Felix Rosenquist, but right now, Alex Palou is drafting off of a guy, Townsend, who's got brand new tires, and he's pulling away right now from Castroneves because he's towing along with a guy who's got brand new tires. Look at that.
Rosenquist has new tires, but he also has next to no fuel. They only had to put a splash into it.
Through here, bud. It's not going to be any loss to us. It'll help our teammate.
Great view, that mission on board. He dives for pit road. There goes Palou. And just 7.5 miles left in this Indianapolis 500.
I wonder if Castroneves is now struggling now that we're at the end of the tire life. Does Castroneves have enough to make a move towards the end?
Castroneves made a move on Palou at the end of the traffic, but right now it's a clear road. This is going to be a 5-car shootout to the end of the race.
Helio Castroneves in the AutoNation Sirius XM Honda from in his 21st Indy 500.
Oh yeah, it's on. Castroneves can do it, I think.
Here we go.
2 laps to go. 2.
Here it comes. That is bold.
Turn 1, Helio.
Don't lose too much ground, Palou. Get back in line. Get down low.
I think Castroneves has to start driving a line he doesn't normally run, which is all the way down over the white line. Take the air away from Palou to the inside. Don't let him get any more front grip than he needs.
He's right there, Castroneves. Look at all this lap traffic now.
Boy.
Lap traffic will become a factor as they come up on these. Look at that pack of lap cars going slow. This is going to be crazy.
White flag.
My goodness. Helio Castroneves has to weave his way through here under the ultimate pressure.
Got to set this up. Palou's got to just back it off here and set this up off of turn 2. This is where it's going to happen.
Final lap out of turn 2. Onto the backstretch for the final time. Can Castroneves weave his way around with a move that Ryan Hunter-Reay put on him many years ago? He sticks behind RHR. Oh, Palou gets closer. There's a 4-time win on the line for Helio Castroneves. Look at the crowd. They know history. Welcome to the 4-time club, Helio Castroneves. That is Spider-Man is back at the Speedway.
Wow, look at that. Holding up all 4, Helio Castroneves goes into history.
Where the wheel that car did, that was freaking awesome.
With with authority, Paul. He did it with authority.
He choked off the bottom lane on the last lap of the last corner to take the air away from Palou and claim his 4th victory.
And he did it in the boldest way possible, Lee, going outside in turn 1, outside turn 1 on old tires. Fantastic.
Has been IndyCar. His life partner, Adriana, is here. His daughter, Michaela, is here. And you're about to see Mr. Excitement go wild. This is awesome. This was spoken about for so long. Would we ever see the Spider-Man climb the fence at the Speedway again? Well, now we got that answer. We now know. There's Mike Shank.
Oh, yeah.
Co-owner of Meyer Shank Racing.
Unbelievable. Let go by Penske for younger drivers and then put it on everybody today.
I love you, buddy. That was everything, man.
So proud of you, man. You're awesome. Nice shot, big win drive. Hey! You know what? I'm never going to say anything again. That's the 4th one. I'm giving it back to you. I love you, man. You want to drive around?
Elio's an emotional guy. He's made his team emotional. And not only was this the fastest qualifying field in Indy history, that man there just drove this field to the fastest ever Indy 500 in history. I haven't seen Jim Meyer yet. Mike Shank was up on the fence, but Jim Meyer, who's from Indianapolis, the former CEO.
And the way those two team owners have built this organization to win like this has just been a textbook example.
There he is in his famous pink shirt.
You go enjoy every second.
Something special. Those two guys, Paul, have built this thing brick by brick, and it's paying off at the Brickyard now.
I've never seen Castroneves so frazzled. He's struggling to get his helmet off and his earpieces out. He's so emotional right now.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Like that pit strategy.
The pit strategy, the teamwork,
oh my
incredible.
God, we just won the fucking race.
Oh yeah.
You are the best. You guys gave me everything, every tool to make that happen. Thank you. Give them climb with your helmet off.
I'm so glad he got to do it this year, not last.
Well, there's no question you go for the drive for 5 now, right?
Oh yeah, this guy will be doing this. I think we'll see this guy into his 50s, Paul. He's lost none of the enthusiasm, all of the ability. He's got this great team behind him now, and the fans have always loved Helio Castroneves.
There's Micaela, his daughter.
Te amo. Mãe, pai! Ganhamos, Cati! Hey, 4, baby, 4!
And isn't it special that AJ Foyt, Alan Cecina, and Rick Mears were here to witness that?
Perfect race, man. Perfect race. Thank you, Honda. Finally, I was on the right side this time. Thank you.
Only a part-time season plan, Paul. Maybe this turns into full-time again for Castroneves.
Guarantee you he wants to be back in the car full-time. He deserves to be in a car full-time. He should have been able to, you know, he didn't have an opportunity when he got let go by Penske to really, out of the IndyCar program. We were all kept in the dark of what was going to happen, and it was just kind of this fizzled out ending, and now he can write his own ticket.
Well, guess what though, Paul? I hear what you're saying, but he did win a championship in the IMSA WeatherTech Series last year, and he won the Rolex 24 earlier this year. So at 46, he's driving like he's 26.
Look at him running like he's 19. He wants to thank every one of this 140,000 person crowd. It's a new way to celebrate.
And nobody's leaving either.
No.
They say enthusiasm and passion always win out. You're seeing it right now. I think this is Jack Harvey, his teammate. It is.
Marco
it's Marco Andretti. He has been in this paddock for more than 20 years. And it won't just be the Meyer Shank guys congratulating him. It'll be the entire IndyCar series.
Did you hear him say, great teamwork? He knows that it took extremely hard work as willpower comes. Former teammate.
I was looking up and down. I'm like, who's number 06? Fucking good. That was awesome. Good for you.
Awesome stuff.
You're a legend. Legend of the sport, man. Fucking awesome.
Legend of the sport. Yes, he is, says Will Power. There's Jack Harvey. His Meyer Shank brother.
You're going to make it happen. I'm telling you. We're going to win a race together. Absolutely. Thank you for helping me out. Thank you.
See, look at all the other teams coming. He's a man of the people. There's Tim Cindric, his old boss at Team Penske.
Thank you.
That's how much Helio Castroneves means.
I was coming.
I was coming. Oh, look at that. He just got blessed by the Grand Master.
Yes, he did.
Mario Andretti with the kiss.